Coming to you live from Frank Shaw Field, it is Maclay Marauders football streaming live on Four Quarters Online. And we welcome all of our viewers on this beautiful cloudy evening here for some local football action in the Tallahassee area as the Maclay Marauders take on the Cambridge Christian Lancers coming in from the Tampa Bay area. And once again, welcome ladies and gentlemen who are watching. I'm Eddie Cuencas alongside my partner here, Andrew Jupe. And glad to be back with you, my friend. Hoping to see the Maclay Marauders finally get their first win of the season. I know it's been difficult the past 3 weeks, but hopefully that can change today.
Yeah, absolutely, Eddie. Of course, coming into the regular season, your hopes are high. You're looking to get off and rolling, and then unfortunately you stumble into a little 0-3 start. Hey, but the good news is Eddie played 2 really close contests here, and then of course you still have all your district games on the table, so there's still hope for Maclay, and the season is long, man, so we still have a long way to go here for the Marauders.
Yes, definitely. And football is a game of, like, anything can happen, you know, with a possible shot at making a run for the postseason with their district matchups later on this season. But you definitely want to see this team get on a winning note tonight, for sure.
Absolutely. So, of course, you got an opponent from Tampa going on here tonight, Eddie. And looking to play some solid defense here tonight, get some good tackles, and try to ride the turnover wave, because especially early in the season, turnovers were pretty brutal as far as turning momentum, especially you think back to that Deerfield-Windsor game, really had control of the game. A couple turnovers there right before halftime, and then in the second half really allowed momentum to get going there for the visitors. So really looking to kind of sharpen those up here for Maclay as they go forward here in their big 4th contest of the season.
Yeah, definitely so, especially with playmakers like quarterback George Grant, Rollins Miller, Cole Lewis, Bear Bashirs. The list goes on. You know, this team has a solid receiving game, and if they could also get their running game going, then there could be some good chemistry on both sides of the ball for the offense moving forward. Defense has actually played well for most part of the season, truly.
Absolutely. Of course, you got to play complementary football, so when the offense is successful and the offense is going through, you know, the defense has got to step up and vice versa, because when you put a lot of wear and tear on your defense, especially at the high school level, Eddie, as I'm sure you know, you can only keep it up for so long, and eventually that bend will turn into a break, and that's kind of what we saw last week. Of course, a relentless pursuit from True North, just drive after drive after drive, and so the defense was out there for so long, and the offense, of course, helping your own cause, right? And so that's what we're looking forward here. So hopefully Maclay, you know, they got some good film, of course, some motivation coming out here, back at home, able to redeem yourself. So not a long week, not a bye week. You don't have to go away from home and think about it a little bit. So psychologically, fantastic to get back rolling here in the friendly confines of Frank Shaw Stadium to try to right the ship here in the season. But like we said, Eddie, still plenty of time to do so here this year in the 2023 campaign.
All right, we're going to hear the national anthem, and we'll be back here shortly for kickoff. And we're back here live at Frank Shaw Field. Captains for Maclay are ready to walk towards midfield for the coin toss. And both teams are ready to take the field here momentarily. Beautiful cloudy evening. We had some rain earlier this evening, and it looks like it's stopped for now, but it's pretty windy out here. A good forecast for tonight's game.
Absolutely, starting to get a little bit of fall football in the air, Eddie. Get a little bit of briskness. Obviously not to that postseason push, right? Yeah. Once you get past Halloween, usually I think you really get that feeling going.
And then it becomes more chilly, more hoodies and heavy jackets. I'm ready to wear my Letterman, I tell you.
There you go. Absolutely, absolutely. Then it kind of really plays into the mentality, a little smash mouth, hard-nosed football, get the cold weather going. The hits hurt a little bit more. But it brings some excitement in the air, but still a long way to go. Here, of course, the Maclay Marauders looking to bounce back, man. Of course, the man who's been doing the damage so far, George Grant, the junior, stepping in his first year here as quarterback. Of course, some pretty good stats so far.
Yeah, he has a lot of help. Credit to his go-to receivers from Nash Shears, Bear Shears, J.R. Thompson, even sometimes Blake Wilson. The list goes on. He has multiple weapons. Some of these names I was familiar with last season's team. So,
As you can see here, captains are making their way onto the field. Captains are exchanging handshakes. Again, Maclay Marauders taking on the Cambridge Christian Lancers, coming in from the Tampa Bay area.
So, of course, while the captains are getting in here, Eddie, should we roll into a little starting lineups? Give these young men some shout-out as we got a couple minutes to get rolling before kickoff?
Sure thing. All right, as you can see here, got some starting lineups for the Maclay Marauders. Brinkley Snow at linebacker, wide receiver, and defensive end, Blake Wilson, along with ATH, Blake Barnon. Defensive back, George Grant. Wide receiver and linebacker, Rollins Miller. Running back and defensive back, Cole Lewis. Wide receiver and linebacker, Davis Malone. Wide receiver and defensive back, Nash Bashirs. Wide receiver and defensive back, Brad Garish. Running back, linebacker, Nathan Lindley. Quarterback and linebacker, number 10. Correction. Quarterback and linebacker, Bear Bashirs. Wide receiver, J.R. Thompson. Defensive back and running back, Sebastian Alexander. Wide receiver and defensive back, Chase Wright. Quarterback, Henry Richardson. And wide receiver and defensive end, Caden Harlan.
All right, we get rolling into this next package here. Ben Thompson, number 16, the sophomore. Number 17, Chase Gray, the senior. Number 18, Grady Brown, the senior. Number 19, Hunter Sheehan. Number 20, Jediah Stewart. Number 21, Hugh Thomas. Number 22, Zeke Podgorski. 23, kicker Wyatt Long. 24, Rich Smith. 25, Grayson Stevens. 27, Tucker Popple. Number 30, Gray Wadsworth. Number 34, Austin Van Langenham. Number 40, Matt Grosh. Number 42, Drew Lamendola. Number 44, Andrew Suber. And then we got a big finish hit here, Eddie. I'll let you put a bow on this one here as we get to some of the higher numbers, some of the big boys.
Yes. And as you can see behind us, we have the Maclay Marauders making their way onto the field.
For once, since we're getting close here, Eddie, we can save the bottom half of the lineup as we're getting ready to march on here towards kickoff.
Of course, we want to give these young men a shout-out when we get the chance.
Definitely. We will get back to these players as soon as possible.
But we're about to get this thing going, man. You excited?
Yeah. I'm very excited. Glad to be back. I wasn't here last week due to a personal matter, but, I'm really happy to be back up in Tallahassee now. Glad to be back on Maclay, and I'm very eager for these young men to get their first win of the season.
There you go.
Especially since the second half of the season is not far away, and they're going to definitely need a confidence booster if they want to make the postseason when they get ready to take on district opponents such as school rival NFC, along with Rocky Bayou Christian and Monroe.
Absolutely. District games away, baby, and those are the money games. Those are the ones you got to win. With the smaller districts, you don't have to win as many to get the old automatic qualifier ready, but it'll be exciting stuff for you. Yeah, it looks like your boys in blue, the Marauders, getting ready to receive first.
Yes. Maclay Marauders will receive the opening kickoff to start the first half, which means Cambridge Christian will receive for the start of the second half. Maclay Marauders wearing their baby blue helmets, baby blue jerseys with navy pants, classic look. Cambridge Christian, white helmets, white jersey, gold pants. Almost has a style very similar to the Navy midshipmen, if you think about it.
Also got some UCF vibes. Of course, we'll lump them in there. A little Central Florida is it what it reminded me, but definitely some midshipmen.
And we are underway. Kickoff by Nico Gramatica.
Yep.
Number 9.
Absolutely.
And that'll be a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Marauders as they get ready to take over at their own 20-yard line. Coming in at quarterback for Maclay, number 3, George Grant, who has had a good start to the season so far, and he would definitely like to lead his team to victory tonight.
Absolutely. George Grant, dual threat guy, like you said, the junior coming in. Great guy. He's the jump starter. He's the leading rusher, of course, leading passer here for this Maclay Marauder team. If they're going to get it going, it's got to be through number 3, Eddie.
Absolutely.
So here we go, starting with a little 4-wide set. How you like this one, man?
Element of the surprise, maybe?
I don't know. If you looked at the stats at the backstep, I think it's pretty clear they're going to be doing a lot of passing here tonight if they get their way, Eddie.
They definitely have a good passing game. Here we go, 1st and 10. Receiver in motion. And it's a quick pitch off to number 7, Nash Bashirs. He is on the move. Gets a couple yards on there, tackled by a host of Lancers. Looks like number 53 was there for Cambridge. Joshua Barnes on the tackle, leading the Cambridge defense. 2nd down and about 8 yards to go. No huddle. There goes the snap. Grant looking to his left.
Ooh, close one, but incomplete.
Pass was intended for number 14, Henry Richardson. Another one of George Grant's go-to receivers. Now we are at a 3rd down, 8 yards to go.
So this is what we saw a couple weeks ago, Eddie, and what we've seen kind of the theme early this season. Maclay, really tough to convert these 3rd down and longs.
Snap, pressure in the backfield, throws it down the middle, and pass looks like it was tipped, and that was intended for number 7, Nash Bashirs.
Yeah, I believe it was Joshua Barnes who just made a play. Also got a hand in on that one, so after a quick 33 seconds, it looks like Maclay's going to be punting this one away. Of course, George Grant, we've seen a couple times them do a rugby-style punt out of the quarterback shotgun, so they're going to go with that again.
Nice punt. Gets a good bounce. And number 5, he fumbles it for a minute, but it goes out of bounds at the Lancers' own 39-yard line. Looks like number 5, Tristan Martinez, on the attempted return for the Lancers, and here they come now, getting ready to take over on offense. 1st and 10 at quarterback, number 12, Gabe Hagan. Sophomore quarterback for the Lancers.
So, of course, Hagan and Lever both getting some reps here early in the season, number 10. But, of course, Gabe Hagan getting a start tonight. Just a sophomore here, Eddie. Of course, had some good scoring. Cambridge Christian coming in, averaging just north of 30 points per game, high-flying offense. So he'll try to get the passing game going. But the beast in the backfield is going to be number 22, Willis West.
Coming in with a winning record at 2-1. One of those wins being against one of the IMG academies, IMG Blue. 31-9. That score was very impressive.
Of course, that's our underclassmen team. So, of course, for those of you who raise the eyebrows for IMG, just to put that in perspective, I'm not trying to downplay it, but just so you know.
The snap. Throws it to his right. Pass is complete to number 1, Carson Ash. And he's met by a host of Marauders.
Looks like tackles made by number
4,
Rollins Miller along with
number 14, Henry Richardson.
Richardson and others. Pickup of 1 yard on the play. Second down, 9 yards to go for the Lancers.
And of course,
4
Michael
receivers
Ash,
set.
your big receiver here, leading the Lancers here this season, 159 yards so far through 3 games.
There's the snap, 2. Hands it off to Karsten Ash, and he's tackled down immediately.
Beautiful pursuit there. Able to stretch out, little shoestring tackle coming off the perimeter. Hugh Thomas, the junior corner from your Maclay Marauders, making the bring down. Great positioning to put the Lancers here. A 3rd down long. Have to get all the way to their own 49-yard line to move the chains here.
No getting on the play on that one. In the backfield alongside Hagan, number 44, Nathaniel Lusk. 3rd down, the snap. Quarterback looking, he's got good time of protection, throws one downfield. Almost intercepted by Maclay's very own George Grant. He had it. Both had it. At first, it looks like it was going to be intercepted by Henry Richardson and then George Grant, but good play by both players to break that pass up. 4th down coming up for the Lancers.
Absolutely. That's what you love to see, Maclay. Obviously putting the opponent in an obvious passing down situation. Like you said, beautifully, Eddie. Richardson and Grant both an opportunity to pick.
Lining up to punt number 7, Gadsden Grammatica.
And you got Nash Bashirs here back to receive, and Grammatica, we'll get to that a little later, but
Oh yeah,
that is got some good genes going on there for Nico.
false start called on the punt team. That'll back them up.
Of course, number 7 is Gaston Grammatica. He's the younger of the 2 Grammatica brothers. Nico is number 9, the senior, both kicking, both sons of Martin Grammatica of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
My favorite team.
There you go. Of course, Nico, 5-star kicker. So we'll see if we can see much of number 9 out here today.
Wow.
Both these boys have some good genes and a big old boot.
There's the snap now.
Oh, looks like they got a piece of it. And
That touched him. I believe that touched him.
And it did kind of skip off the Maclay Marauder.
Oh, man.
Diving on top of it, Tristan Martinez, the junior wideout here, and the Lancers get a big bailout. It turns into basically like a 20-yard pass play, Eddie.
Early mistake made by the Marauders, which now brings the Lancers at the Maclay's own 41-yard line. They'll take over 1st and 10.
Absolutely. Of course, 9:48 to go here on the clock. Ball on the right hash mark. Lancers going left to right on your screen here. And of course, Maclay having them 3 downs. Even got a hand on the punt, it looked like. So it was fantastic. And then just one of those unfortunate bounces. And that one didn't go the Marauders' way here, Eddie.
All right, fakes the snap, hands it off to number 22, Wills West. He runs right up the middle, picks up a good chunk of yards. Looks like a total about 9 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd down, about 1 yard to go.
Yeah, of course, he's having a great season. The leading rusher here for the Lancers. 2 touchdowns on the year from what we've seen on Max Preps. Of course, those stats are definitely out to date, do not reflect the entire season.
Off to number 44, Nathaniel Lusk.
Great pursuit there.
Looks like Maclay was able to stop him. So no gain on the play, so a 3rd and 1. Marauders already had success earlier, pulling off a stop on 3rd down. Let's see if they could do it again.
Absolutely fantastic pressure there. William O'Connor, great on the line this year. He's got 10 pancake blocks offensively as a tackle, but of course as a defensive tackle as well.
We have 3 receivers set up on the right side, including the running back. There goes the snap. Fumble on the play.
Oh, got him wrapped
And the
up.
Marauders are going to have him in the backfield. Tackle made by number 6, Davis Malone, along with a few other Marauders.
Yeah, number 58, Manny Arizo, the sophomore, also in there, the middle linebacker. But a fantastic, that's exactly what you want in Moreau. You got a little, or excuse me, for Maclay, you got a little bit of a bailout with the fumble, but you wrapped him up, took care of business, 4th down, make him either make a wild decision or bring on the kicking unit.
Yeah, and to add on that, here's a question of decision making. You're looking at 4th down, maybe about 4 yards to go. Do you take the gutsy chance to go for it, or just play safe and punt, see if you can get them somewhere inside the 10, maybe even the 5?
That's a good question. To me, it's still early. I like to kind of kick it away. Well, it depends. Can your kicker hit from 50, 51?
Worth a shot.
I think if he's got the leg, I say go for the field goal, but it looks like it's just on the fringe of the range, so they're going to go for it, at least on paper. Of course, if you're Maclay, steady the nerves, Eddie.
Yes.
Surgeon's hand here.
Watch the ball.
They're going to try to call you offsides here. This is one of those situations that look for the hard count.
4th down.
Of course, play clock down here
Snap
to
to
13.
Hagan. Throws the pass. Oh, looks like a fumble on the play. No, they're going to wave it incomplete.
Turnover on downs, Maclay Football.
The pass was intended for number 22, Wills West. And turnovers on down, and Maclay will take over, 1st and 10. So that was a great opportunity to redeem themselves from the fumble on the punt.
Absolutely. So, of course, offense going to come back onto the field. So, George Grant and the boys obviously didn't get what they wanted the first time out, but still zeros on the scoreboard. 8:25 to go here in the opening quarter of action still. Hit the reset button. Short memory.
And it looks like this is going to be a false start called on Maclay.
Looks like some movement on the perimeter out here, so that'll be a 5 yards. Moving back here for the Marauders.
Like you said earlier, a lot of jitters, a lot of nerves being stirred up. With both teams, if you think about it, each one eager to start this game off on the right foot. So 1st and 15 now for the Marauders.
Absolutely.
Snap. Ball is handed off to number 7, Nash Bashirs. He runs right up the middle, making up some of that lost yardage. Tackle was made by number 11, Caden Martinez. And now it's going to be 2nd down and 4 yards to go for Maclay.
Absolutely. Love that. Little Bashir's out of the backfield. He's your leading receiver. He's your playmaker on offense. Get him the ball. Get him in the backfield. Move him around the formation. Get him as many touches as possible.
Cole Lewis breaks away from one tackle. Quarterback keeper George Grant, and he's met by a host of Lancers. Looks like the tackle was led by Tristan Martinez, number 5.
Short 3rd down upcoming here for the Marauder. 7:30 on the clock in the first quarter.
Gain of about 1 yard makes it 3rd down, 3 yards to go. Let's see if Maclay can convert on 3rd down.
Trips right, 4 wide receivers. Nice little bunch package here.
There's a snap. Quarterback keeper finds a crease, still on his feet, breaks away from like 2 tackles, and is finally brought down close to midfield. Looks like the tackle was made by number 44, Nathaniel Lusk, coming in as outside linebacker.
Absolutely. Love a little cat and mouse there, a little stack formation. You're going to think about a pass play, but Grant just follows all the blockers. The receivers do great to get a hat on a hat and create a lane for Grant.
Snap.
Pick up the 1st down.
Throws it to his right side, and it's incomplete. Looks like it was intended for number 2, Blake Brannon. So that brings up 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Looks like Maclay is trying to establish a quick tempo offense. One moment, you move the ball, no huddle, catch him off guard, moving it as quickly as possible. 2nd down, 10. There goes the handoff to the running back, and he's met down immediately. Looks like the tackle was made by number 51, Brody Bolmello.
Yeah, and that's tough. Obviously going with the read option there in the backfield, but when you get 2 linebackers or 2 people coming off the defensive line right in the middle and they blow it up at the point of touch, you really can't keep it or give it. There's really no win there. Maclay in a 3rd and long now, maybe just got a little longer.
Yes, penalty on the play, and we have another false start penalty called on Maclay. That's their second one of this drive.
That's tough here for the Marauders. It's going to put it into almost 20-yard conversion. Have to get to the 41-yard line of Cambridge Christian on the other side of the field. So it's, I believe, 19 is going to be the official marker here on 3rd down as we approach the halfway point of this first quarter.
3rd down, 19 yards to go, 6:17 remaining in the first quarter. There's the snap. Has protection, throws downfield, pass is complete right up the middle. He breaks away from one tackle, still on his feet, stiff arms his way, still on his feet, and finally brought down. Pass complete to number 7, Nash Bashirs, tackled by number 22, Wills West, and he has the first down for the Maclay Marauders. What an amazing 3rd and 19 conversion right there.
Dream start, beautiful protection. Cambridge only brings 4, and of course, sliding it right in the middle there. Grant putting it on the money, and Bashir's putting it in work. Of course, this is your best playmaker. Get it to number 7. We've seen him in the backfield. We've seen him out wide. He's averaging over 15 yards of reception. Eddie, he just shacked on about 55 there to up his average, but he's your playmaker. And of course, Grant obviously trusts him, goes into an important situation, hits him, and then boom, massive pickup. That was absolutely huge from Maclay. The momentum clearly now with the Marauders in the halfway point of this first quarter.
They've established a good passing game in this drive, and let's hope it continues. That was an outstanding play.
Of course, a big hook up there. So, of course, like we said, coming into this game, over 300 yards receiving for Bashirs, and it looks like they're going to him early and often. Of course, 3 and 7 going to be common numbers that we'll call out here today. Grant and Bashirs. Or Nash Bashirs.
So Cambridge Christian now has taken 2 timeouts early in this game, so now they're left with 1. 1st and 10 for Maclay. The snap. Looks like it's going to be either offsides or false start.
Looks like it's on the right side of the offensive line.
False start called on the offense. That's the 3rd one of this drive.
So it'll be a 1st and 15. They can still get the first down without getting in the end zone. Need to get to the 1 in order to make that happen, as we have a stoppage, a little water break officially. And Eddie, I think we can jump on a little commercial break.
Yes.
If you're feeling it, man. I know we got some fantastic sponsors here for Maclay Marauders, so let's get to it, man. What do we have today?
We would like to recognize Brown's Refrigeration Commercial, which is a Shield sponsor. We also have Hill Spooner and Elliott Incorporation, Shield sponsor. Honey Lake Clinic, Shield sponsor. Lloyd Roofing Done Right, a Shield sponsor. And Mount Pleasant Lounge, a Shield sponsor. Radiology Associates of Tallahassee, a Shield sponsor. And Rugs.com, let's be a Shield sponsor. The Southern Group, Shield sponsor. And Tallahassee Lighting and Decor, Shield sponsor.
And let's get back to it.
Snap and pass is complete to Bashir. So fumble on the play, and it is recovered by the Cambridge defense. That was number 51, Brody Bolmo.
Talked about it pregame, Eddie. Brutal turnovers will absolutely derail you so often. And of course, Maclay putting together a fantastic drive. Really gutsy to see the turnover there. That's huge for the Lancers.
That one hurts to see too, Andrew. Especially when the team works so hard to convert on 3rd down twice in that series, and this close to scoring. And now Maclay's defense is back out on the field.
Absolutely, and overcoming those 3 offside or false start penalties, so really put themselves in a position for a tough conversion, but they battled through, and then the turnover, it really leaves a pit in your stomach for the boys in blue here, Eddie. And the Lancers back on the field. Looks like they may have to burn another timeout.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's all 3, right?
At least according to the scoreboard, they had 2. timeouts remaining going into the stoppage. We'll see if that is updated during the break, but we have some other sponsors going here.
Yes.
Of course, I believe these are our big dogs. These are our top Marauder sponsors: Advanced Business Systems, Centria Insurance,
Top Marauders.
Benner's Contracting, For the Table Hospitality, Hangar 38, let the good times roll.
I've been there.
Homestead, to us it's personal. And Tallahassee Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, specializing in adult and pediatric allergy disorders. So we'll get back to it here.
First
Football back
and
into
10,
it.
the snap to Hagan, and he hands it off to Lusk, number 44, and he is tackled by a host of Marauders. Looked like that was led, tackle made by number 54, William O'Connor.
Yeah, O'Connor's been tearing up the inside. Of course, done it again here on the first defensive drive. He's going to be your big dog on the offensive and defensive line. We see him eaten up again, live in the backfield, and Maclay's going to have to get some good penetration, blow up this run game, keep Cambridge one-dimensional, and, of course, keep this deadlock here that we have here 0-0 with still 5:17 to go in this first quarter.
Yes, loss of 1 on the play, second down 11, the snap, handoff back to Lusk, and he's tackled down immediately. Looks like number 0 on the tackle, Brinkley Snow, another big key factor in Maclay's defense as well, alongside other good players that have contributed well to Maclay's success on defense, such as number 55, Ryder Marks, along with others.
You love it. You love it when your defensive line can eat up the blocking scheme and your linebackers can just rip through it, get a great wrap on it, but fantastic pursuit by the outside linebacker, Brinkley Snow, on that one.
Snap on 3rd and long. Throws it downfield. Diving effort, but it falls incomplete. That was intended for number 1, Carson Michael Ash. And that will bring up 4th down and 11 to go. It looks like they're going to send out Gramatica to punt. Another good stop provided by the Maclay defense on that one.
And of course, this is Gaston Gramatica, the younger of the two brothers. This is sophomore, number 7. Yeah, same route combination that we saw in the almost interception here by George Grant. You had the little out route by the perimeter receiver, corner route coming from the slot, and almost a big play there for Cambridge, but Maclay had it, little bracket coverage, bottom and top.
And there goes a nice punt by Gramatica. Fair catch signaled. And Maclay will take over at their own 35-yard line. So far tonight, we've seen Maclay's offense establish a really good passing game. Not too much on the running game just yet, but they're finding rhythm in the running game as well.
Yeah, of course, Maclay kind of contrarian offense to what you normally see. They're a pass-first team, using the pass to set up the run. Obviously, your dual-threat quarterback is going to be the lead charge in here.
George Grant.
When they can get the passing game in rhythm, that's going to be their success here.
There goes the snap. Ball was handed off to number 27 on the carry, Tucker Hopel. And he picks up a fair share of yards on that one. Looks like it's going to be about 2nd down, 5 yards to go. So a good run by Tucker.
Yeah, I'll give him 6 there, Eddie. The freshman weaving through traffic, and like you said, trying to get the run game going, establish that. That's their off-speed pitch, if you will, kind of in baseball terminology.
The snap on 2nd down. Fakes the handoff to Tucker. Throws downfield. Caught ball! Pass complete to number 14, Henry Richardson. And that is going to be a 1st down for Maclay.
Absolutely, you love it. Beautiful target. Hit your big man. You get the 6'3" receiver on the perimeter. Throw it up to the sky. Let him go get it, Eddie. He does fantastic. That's the 2nd big reception here from Maclay out here this afternoon.
On top of that, how about that pass by number 3, George Grant? Had good awareness when he faked off the handoff and just looked downfield. Good protection, too, courtesy of the O-line. And Maclay getting a huge 1st down on that one.
Absolutely. You love the sling from there from Grant, and also so you talk about the poise, because coming out of the backfield, you had Brinkley Snow for the check down, but Grant says, nah, that's just not good enough. I'm going to go deep to Richardson. Let me hit my big guy instead of maybe getting about 10-15. Big chunk play down the field. Maclay once again getting that momentum back, and now you start to forget out the turnover. You push that out of your mind. You got the energy surging again, just 25 yards from the end zone. and a chance still, Eddie, despite all these turnovers and penalties we've seen from both teams. Nobody's put any points on the board yet, so Maclay an opportunity to take the first lead of the game and get that good punch through here for the Marauders.
Taking over 1st and 10 at the Lancers 25. The snap to Grant, and he's going to hand it off to number 5, Cole Lewis on the carry. Tackled immediately. Looks like he gained about 1 yard on the play. Looks like the tackle was led by number 55 for the Lancers, Kevin Bermudez.
And also watching here the slot number 22. He's kind of a pseudo tight end. Zeke Podgorski, 6'5" senior. He's been getting a little real estate on the right side.
There goes the screen. He's got a few blockers running up the middle. Pass was complete to number 5, Cole Lewis. And tackle made by number 11, Caden Martinez. And he's got enough for the first down for the Marauders.
Beautiful run after the catch there by Lewis, the senior in traffic, ducking down, getting low, finding some avenues. Fantastic pickup. And it's going to be a first down and I believe goal from the 10.
First and goal from the 10, the snap. Looking to his right, pressure in the backfield, escapes, still on his feet, still on his feet. Amazing footwork by Grant.
Hold on to the ball.
Well, it looks like we have a penalty here in the backfield.
Looks like the area holding.
Personal foul called on the offense. Let's see.
Maybe face mask, chop block, hands to the face. Looks like it was in the backfield for somebody on the back end of that blocking scheme here from Maclay.
And that's going to make this first and goal a little bit longer now. We talked about earlier, both teams having their fair share of mistakes. It just seems to mess up the tempo that they both have going for them and wanting to score. So now we are going to have first and goal all the way back at the 25-yard line.
Right, of course it was during the play, so they'll back them up, so they'll replay first down, but like you said, lose the 15 yards. You might not even be in field goal range anymore, but you still have a goal-to-go situation. This is tough.
The snap. Coachman looking to his right. Throws right up the middle. Pass is complete. Receiver still on his feet, and he's tackled by a host of Lancers. That was number 22, Ezekiel Rogoski.
That's a big man. We talked about that right side. He's been finding gaps in the zone, does great there, sits down in the pocket, run after the catch, makes up all the penalty yardage and then some. So now second down from the 9.
Second and goal, the snap. Quarterback looking to his left, throws, quick pass. Ball. Touchdown, Marauders. Number 7, Nash Bashirs. And that was a bullet pass thrown by number 3, George Grant. And good awareness, too, by number 7. Good awareness by the receiver to also know where his foot was in place. Kept his foot in bounds. And that scores 6. And we have a whistle on the extra point.
Offside.
Be an offside penalty.
Well, half the distance here. And it looks like Wadsworth in here for the kick.
Yes. Number 23, Gray Wadsworth.
I'm going to double check the roster. We're going with Wadsworth for now because that's what we have.
There goes the snap, the hold, the kick is up. And it is good. And with 1 minute 57 seconds to go in the first quarter, the score, the Cambridge Christian Lancers 0 and the Maclay Marauders 7.
There you go. Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and hit some commercial break. We got to plug our beautiful advertisers here tonight. Of course, the reason for the season, bringing you the Maclay Marauder broadcast here on 4 quarters, but it looks like they're ready to go. So we'll save that for the next break. So
yes.
I apologize to tease. Just a couple minutes from the first quarter, though. So we'll get to those top Marauder sponsors here.
Yeah, Andrew, your thoughts on that drive? It took a minute, but somehow, some way, Maclay found the rhythm to pursue the end zone and score 7.
Yeah, absolutely. Love the start of it. Coming out with a run, a little self-scouting there, going off your typical schedule. Get the run early, which they usually try to establish the pass. Love the depth of the passing game, the route combination. They're tearing up the zone here inside the hash marks and on the perimeters. They hit at all levels, hit all their big play receivers. Great facilitation there by Grant,
And there
you
goes
saw it end
the
up in the end
kick.
zone.
It looks like Lusk is going to be on the return on this one. He has a good run, breaking away from a few tackles, still on his feet, bulldozing his way to their own 46-yard line.
Stopped by a host of Marauders. It'll be first.
Yeah, it'll be
monster
first
return.
and 10 for Lancers.
6-yard line.
Yeah, the junior got a full head of steam over there. Lowered
Yeah,
the shoulders.
that was an impressive run. He was not stopping.
Yeah, luckily they caught him before midfield, because if not, he would have been off to the races there, Eddie.
Truly.
About to touch 6 o'clock. This is a slow rolling game. A couple pass-heavy offenses.
Yes.
146. We're still in quarter number 1.
Oh, yeah. First and 10 for Lancers.
Missing a player. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
You can play with 10. It usually doesn't work out as well for you.
Making his way out onto the field. That's number 8, Lucas Leaton.
He just wanted to get a shout out. Make sure he gets a big number 8 on that screen for the people back home
Snap
watching.
to Hagan, hands it over to Lusk, still on his feet, breaks through one tackle, and is finally brought down past midfield to the 46-yard line. Maclay's 46. Second down coming up.
Second down, 1.
About 1 yard to gain.
Yeah, of course, he's the bruiser of the two. Great combination with West here. But man, once Lusk gets going downfield, he's dangerous.
In at quarterback number 12, Gabe Hagan, the snap on second down. Pass is complete to Michael Ash. Still on his feet and is finally tackled down by number 3, George Grant. And he's got enough for the first down. And that'll move the chain for the Lancers. Reaching 1 minute left in the first quarter.
Yeah, just a quick correction. Went ahead and checked the roster here for Maclay. And number 23 is actually Wyatt Long, their primary kicker. That's why I was a little confused here. He knocks through that extra point on that Maclay touchdown.
Snap on first and 10. Ball's handed off to number 8, Lucas Leonton. And he's met by a host of Marauders. He may have gotten 1 yard on the play.
Surging through, Brinkley Snow in the area, also Chase Gray, a couple of your linebackers. We talked about the defensive line doing a good job here in spurts, eating up those initial blockers, freeing up some space for your linebackers. Another example there. Fantastic gang tackling here for the Marauders. Sets up a beautiful second down and 10.
Second down, 10 yards. No gain on the play on that last attempt. 3 receivers set. The snap. Throws it to number 44, Lusk. Great, and he's tripped up by number 0, Brinkley Snow. Good heads-up play, because it looks like he had a lot of running room ahead of him, and that's going to bring up third down and about 5 yards to go. As the end of the first quarter is here, the score after 1, the Cambridge Christian Lancers 0, and the Maclay Marauders 7.
And of course, that was a good tackle there, Eddie. Because realistically, if Snow doesn't get him, I think he's gone. I legitimately think that's a touchdown here. But we had the opportunity. We teased it earlier, but here it is, your top Marauder sponsors.
Yes, recognizing our sponsors, Advanced Business Systems, Essentra Insurance, Banners Constructing Incorporated, For the Table Hospitality, Hangar 38. Let the good times roll.
Thanks for your support of Maclay Football.
Home instead. To us, it's personal. Tallahassee Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology. Tallahassee Medical Group. And we are ready to start the second quarter. It's third down for the Lancers.
Of course, switching sides of the field, Lancers going right to left.
And Lusk on the carry.
Beautiful.
And he's tackled down immediately. Looks like number 17 right there on the tackle for Maclay, Chase Gray. And now we're going to have fourth down coming up for Cambridge Christian. Decision-making time, and it looks like they're going to go for it, Andrew.
There you go. Also, shout out Manny Riso, the sophomore, blowing that up, number 58, right in the middle, doing some damage. Maclay in the center of this formation, been absolutely fantastic here tonight.
The snap on 4th down. Quarterback looking, pressure, throws, pass is complete. Pass was complete to number 1, Carson Michael Ash. Does he have enough for the first down? He does. Ooh. And that's going to move the chains.
Gamble pays off there, Eddie.
Pass was complete at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10.
That's a tough one. Really nothing wrong there for the Marauders, as we look like we have a quick timeout here. As it looks like referee was signaling timeout, but it looks like it was a miscommunication, so we're going to continue to roll on. That's my mistake. He had the shoulders going.
Yeah.
Going for the TO.
I got confused as well, and looks like a couple players switching up on the other side of the field, and we have another whistle, and looks like this is an official's timeout.
We're stopping for some reason.
Yes, this is an official's timeout, so we'll have a chance for these players to get a water break. And so far, Cambridge looking to get rhythm themselves in this one, establishing a running game from what I've noticed, and now finding rhythm in the passing.
Absolutely. So, of course, your Maclay Marauders, a 7-0 advantage. Been a minute since we've seen the lead here from Maclay. Defense pitching a little shutout.
Yes, and
starting to catch a little stride here. Week 4, Eddie. You feeling the magic?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The Marauder magic?
Marauder magic. I like the sound of that.
Marauder magic in the air. 11:05 here, getting ready to get going second quarter.
Yeah.
So it looks like officially, I know we were talking timeouts, Cambridge still has 1 for the record according to the official scoreboard, Eddie. So we're going to roll with that until we hear otherwise.
1 timeout remaining for the Lancers. The snap on 1st and 10. Quarterback looking to his right. Pass is complete to number 44, Lusk. Still on his feet. Breaks away from 1 tackle. And he's tackled by number 3, George Grant. But number 44 for Cambridge, Nathaniel Lusk, he has enough for the first down, and that's going to move the chains.
Yeah, Lusk has really been picking it up here in the rushing game and the receiving game, and he's been tough to bring down. So him in open space is going to be problematic. Of course, nobody with an assignment on him there as we get a timeout here from Maclay.
Yes.
So it's definitely going to be a spotlight here for the Marauders. Still a lot of time for him before halftime.
With 10:50 to go, Maclay calls their first timeout of the first half, and taking a moment to recognize we have a really good crowd here in attendance, but we would like to recognize our Shield sponsors, Brown's Refrigeration, Climate Real Estate Service, Hill, Spooner, Elliott, Honey Lake Clinic, Lloyd Roofing done right, and Mount Plasma Lounge. Radiology Associates, Tallahassee. And Rugs.com. The Southern Group. Tallahassee Lighting and Deco.
We'll get to some of the other ones as we continue to go through. A shout out to the Maclay Marauder sponsors.
1st and 10. Looks like there's some confusion in the back, pressure in the backfield, and passes complete to number 44, Lusk.
So a little delay. Manny Arizo again on the charge, a sophomore. Having a big drive here in the second quarter, Eddie, defensively.
And a good amount of yards lost on that one. Looks about 2nd down and maybe 13 yards to go for the Lancers.
And Maclay doing a great job of capitalizing on the miscommunication there in the backfield for the Lancers. Set him up, sure time tackle, like you said, Eddie. Lost 2 or 3 on the play.
2nd down and long, pressure, pass is complete. He's got some blockers. Still on his feet. Pass was complete to number 5, Tristan Martinez. And he's close, but just shy of the first down marker. So it's going to be 3rd down and about maybe 2 yards to go. Big 3rd down coming up for the defense.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to be huge here, pursuit. Of course, they're in kicking distance, scoring range. To me, spotlight on 44. This bleeds a read to 44 here for the Lancers.
The snap on 3rd down, and he hands it off to Lusk, and he's met right away by a host of Marauders. I don't think he He lost about a yard or two on that one.
Headed the other way. Looks like Grammatica is going to come onto the field, so they'll bring out the kicking unit.
Yes, so coming out to kick is number 7, Gadsden Grammatica.
We got both of them out there. You have Gaston and you have Nico.
Or, let's
I think
see.
Gaston's going to hold.
Yes, Gadsden Grammatica coming out to hold. And number 9, Nico Grammatica, to kick what looks to be a 26-yard attempt.
So, of course, 5-star kicker, real high-profile USF commit is Grammatica.
There goes the kick. It's up, but there was a flag earlier, delay of game.
Oh.
So instead of a 26-yard field goal attempt, let's see what the new attempt is going to be. It's going to be a little bit longer.
So it should be about 31, backing it up 5 yards, Eddie. But yeah, like we said, he's the number 1 kicker in the class of 2024.
Amazing.
5-star. Of course, he got some interest from UF and Oklahoma, but chose to stay at home with USF, the Bulls.
Oh, wow.
Playing just down the street. Of course, it's about a 15-minute bike ride from Cambridge Christian to Raymond James. There in downtown Tampa proper.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't surprise me. 31-yard attempt, the snap, the hold. There goes the kick. Plenty of leg, and it is good from 31 yards by Grammatica. So with 8:41 to go in the second quarter, the Cambridge Christian Lancers 3 and the Maclay Marauders 7. I must say, that was an amazing kick by Grammatica on that one. Kind of reminded me of his dad when he used to play for the Bucks, and just had a deja vu moment.
There you go. You got to appreciate some good genes, Eddie. Can't mess with the genes, dude. And he's obviously got the leg. He's putting some great work himself and really emerging, making a name for himself, man. Like we said, number-ranked kicker in the class of 2024. That's something that goes overseen a lot is special teams. Obviously, Maclay having a fantastic special teams unit last year. You think about Peyton Naylor, Michael Grant, Michael Smith, who are all playing D1 ball still in the city at FAMU and FSU respectively.
Yes, congratulations to our local hometown heroes.
There you go.
And they have a good one this Saturday coming up as the Florida A&M Rattlers, who are ranked in the top 25 in the FCS polls, are taking on a Division II powerhouse, the West Florida Argonauts.
Yeah.
First ever meeting between the two. I think it's going to be a much interesting matchup than what some people think.
Absolutely, yeah. West Florida is nasty, dude. They got it rolling down there.
One game away last season from playing in the national championship game at the Division II level.
Mm-hmm. And they've been around in that kind of top 4, top 5 for quite some time. Of course, Coach Willie's going to have the boys ready, but it'll be a fun one down there.
There goes the kick by Grammatica, and it is in the end zone. That will be a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Marauders at their own 20-yard line. 8:41 to go. Let's see if the Marauders can come get things going again and get another score.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think only twice this year has Grammatica not had a touchback here. So that's going to be a common theme here for the Marauders. So we've seen already twice the Marauders taking it out for the 20, so 2 for 2 down here. But, of course, George Grant and the boys have seemed to get it going on offense, so hopefully they can continue rolling.
One of the receivers in motion. The snap is handed off to number 7, Nash Bashirs, who is still on his feet, misses one tackle. One man to beat, jukes away. Still on his feet, passes midfield, and is finally brought down by number 8, Lucas Leanton. That's going to be a first down for the Marauders all the way to the Cambridge 41-yard line.
Oh, man, beautiful. So 35, 36-yard rush there by Bashirs. Get your playmaker the football. He does it again, this time out of the backfield. Cuts back against the grain. Nobody's on the left side of the formation. Great way to make the defenders miss.
Quick no huddle, and there he goes again. Pass is complete to Bashirs. Picks up about a good 5, maybe 6 yards on that one. Second down, about 4 yards to go. Maclay going with a no-huddle offense. Second down.
Watch it clear out. He's got the big man rolling
Snap,
here.
hands it off to number 5, Cole Lewis, running up the middle, and is finally brought down by number 44, Nathaniel Lusk on the tackle.
Good little scamper there from your senior tailback, Cole Lewis, and they're starting to get the combination that we talked about, Eddie.
First down, 10 yards to go. They are moving.
Sprinkle that run in here, and it's working great.
Receiver in motion, quarterback keeper, but he is tackled right away. Looks like number 74 on the tackle for the Lancers, Caleb Massey.
Yeah, surging through the line there. Grant decided to keep there on the read option, coming on the potential jet sweep here, and defense just did a great job of blowing up the point of contact.
Loss of about 3 yards on that one. Second down, 13 to go. Man in motion. Quick passes, completes number 5. Cole Lewis gets one tackle, still on his feet, and he's going to be brought down. Looks like tackles were made by number 11, Caden Martinez, along with number 8, Lucas Leanton.
Absolutely, and you love to see, of course, I'm loving number 54, William O'Connor here tonight. The big boy getting out on the right side of that formation, taking his defender, and then, of course, Cole Lewis is able to cut in some extra yards on the end of that carry, really putting a fantastic situation, third down and manageable here for Maclay.
The snap on third down, and he's going to hand it off to Lewis, who runs up the middle, and he's got enough for the first down. That's going to move the chains.
That's good for another on the first down.
Of course, the senior just following the line, and you love when you have the offensive line, the breakfast boys. Of course,
Breakfast
O'Connor
boys.
coming in 10 pancakes this season.
10 pancakes.
Coming into this matchup, and I think we'll have a couple more before the night's done.
Hands off to Lewis again, and he is tackled down immediately by a host of Lancers. Looks like tackle was made first by number 51, Brody Belmo.
So second 11 here, ball on the 13, so they can still get a first down without getting into the end zone.
5:58 to go in the second quarter.
You gotta like your big targets here when all the condensed bodies
Receiver is
here.
in motion, quarterback running to his right. Pass is complete, and he is hit hard. Hit hard by number 1, Karsten Michael Ash, and the pass was complete to number 22,
Complete to number 22, Jake Podgorski.
Podgorski.
Of course, that's your biggest man on the roster there as far as height, 6'5", 200.
6'5", 200 pounds.
Wow, big target right in the middle of the field. You're worried about Mashirs laterally, and then it really opens up the middle for your big wide receiver in the slot.
Snap on third down, quarterback keeper. And looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. Number 3, George Grant on the carry. No, he is short. 4th and 1, and I think this is a no-brainer that Maclay is thinking about going for it.
That's a real soft one, Eddie. Maybe 5-6 inches to go here.
It's a timeout.
They want some time to think about it. So we'll indulge, run a little bit of action from the sponsors here. Let's get into the top Marauder sponsors. Advanced Business Systems here, sponsoring your Maclay Marauders. Essentia Insurance.
And
Benner's
Contracting. For the Table, Hospitality. Hangar 38, let the good times roll. Home instead. To us, it's personal. Tallahassee Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology. Tallahassee Medical Group. And Advanced Business Systems.
And there we go. So, of course, short yardage.
And it looks like they took time to measure that. And it's going to be first and goal for the Maclay Marauders.
So, of course, ruling change. So you love that they made the opportunity to clean things up.
There goes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeper stretches. Does he have it? And he is just short. Quarterback keeper George Grant. Gain of about maybe half a yard on that one. Second and goal from the 1.
So we saw a couple times back in that Deerfield-Windsor game, week 1, they went with kind of a Philadelphia Eagles, just jamming in with the quarterback formation, but looks like they're going to go out of shotgun here.
Pressure in the backfield, throws it for the corner, is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 7, Nash Bashirs. So now, from the 1, maybe the 2-yard line, it's 3rd and goal.
Lancers brought the heat there. I think they brought 8. Of course, just not enough blockers in from Maclay. Desperation toss from Grant. Just a little too much on it for Bashirs, and so it's going to be incomplete 3rd down. Big conversion here.
3rd and goal, 4:32 remaining in the second quarter. Receiver in motion, the snap, and it's handed off to number 2, Blake Barnon. Runs it in for the touchdown, Marauders.
Of course, 4:26 remaining here in the second quarter, and the Marauders push this back. Largest lead of the game, up to 10-point advantage still with the extra point, or the point after, pending.
Maclay setting up for the extra point. The snap, the hold, there goes the kick, and it is good. And with 4:26 remaining in the second quarter, it is the Cambridge Lancers 3 and the Maclay Marauders 14.
Of course, Wyatt Long there with the extra point for the Marauders. Looking good, nice and consistent. And push it to an 11-point advantage here for Cambridge. So we apologize for the scoring delay there. 14-3. Here, 4:26 to go. Quarter number 2. Eddie, you said you're feeling the Marauder magic here. Back-to-back scoring drives, back-to-back long scoring drives here for the Marauders. Offense is feeling it tonight. The rhythm, the execution.
Let's hope that they can continue to keep the momentum on their side. We've seen Maclay a while back jump off to a good start in the game, and I think that's going to be the test for these young men as they get ready for this kickoff and then going into halftime. Keeping momentum on your side, don't let the game shift in favor of the visiting team.
And that drive was clean, not a lot of penalties. We saw the false starts in the first couple of drives really plagued them, really tightened up on those.
Learning
the offensive line
to go less on the mistakes.
Absolutely. Clean living.
A small little kick.
Pooch.
It's dropped for a moment by number 44, Nathaniel Lusk. Manages to recover and then is brought down at their own 29-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Cambridge Christian. And we're going to have an officials timeout, water break on the field.
Beautiful. Love a good pooch kick, of course, by design. Try to put it in the hands of some of the big men for the opponent's team that aren't used to handling the ball in the kickoff. Try to get them to put it on the turf. He did. Maclay just unable to jump on top of it. So while we have the opportunity, let's run a quick break here for your sponsors.
Like recognize our Shield sponsors, Brown's Refrigeration Commercial, Seemingly Real Estate Service, Hill Spooner, and Elliott Incorporate, Honey Lake Clinic, Lloyd Roofing done right, Mount Pleasant Lounge, Radiology Associates, Tallahassee, Rugs.com, The Southern Group, Tallahassee Lighting and Decker.
And there we go, getting ready to get back at it here from the 28-yard line. 4:20 here left in the first half. Marauders trying to hold strong and finish off the half
snap
strong.
To Hagan, and he's running to his right, still on his feet. Pressure in the backfield, and he's going to be sacked.
Fantastic pursuit for the defensive line. Gavin Rowe, the senior, 6-foot man, going pressure all the way from the far side of the line, tracks down the quarterback. Big loss on the play here, sent him in the wrong direction. 2nd down and long, now coming for the Lancers.
Good loss of about 3, maybe 4 yards on that one.
And what you love about that, Eddie, Marauders only bringing 4 on the pressure. Didn't need the blitz to get home, so you've still got 7 in coverage, able to get it done with the 4 guys coming.
2nd and long, the snap to Hagan. Pass is incomplete. Looks like it was intended for number 8, Lucas Leanton. So now you have a 3rd and long coming up for the Lancers. Big 3rd down coming up for Maclay. Hoping to get a stop right here so they can get the ball back and maybe even drive it down the field for one more scoring opportunity before halftime.
Absolutely. Of course, taking the ball in the first half, so the Lancers will receive in the second half. Still 3:40 on the clock here in this second quarter. Maclay with the 2-score advantage. This would be huge if they could come up with a big stop. 3rd and about 14 to go. Lancers have to get to their own 38-yard line.
3rd down and long coming up, and we have a penalty on the play.
Delay of game.
Oh, second time that delay game's caught up with the Lancers here.
Yes. So that's going to make it now 3rd and even longer. Looking about maybe 3rd and about 17, maybe 18 yards to go.
And there we go. We talked about the miscues and, of course, the penalties coming through from Maclay, which they've cleaned up the last couple of drives. Now on the other side, you see the Lancers doing that, and this is a really tough situation to try to convert here on 3rd down and very long.
Receiver in motion, the snap to Hagan. Looking, throws. And right now they're trying to see if it's incomplete, and it is. Pass was incomplete, intended for number 11, Caden Martinez. And that's going to bring out the punt unit for the Lancers. And Maclay defense able to get another stop, and looks like they're going to have another chance to get the ball back with just enough time for one more scoring opportunity.
Yeah, beautiful possession, of course. Lancers looking to come out and pass, and Maclay obliges. They had 7 and 8 in coverage, only bringing 3 for the majority of those possessions. Of course, brought the pressure for the big loss with 4 early. But, of course, the Lancers playing into that hand, putting it into the air against that coverage. Really interesting because you thought that they had some momentum with the run game. So interesting little sequence there from the visitors.
And to add on that, a good job by Maclay's secondary. Look, we have another penalty. And it's going to be called on the Lancers. It looks like maybe an illegal substitution.
Delay game.
Delay of game?
Again, 3rd one here tonight in the first half. Yeah, play clock once again at 0.
All right, play clock now is running. 3:32 to go in the second quarter. There's the snap to Garmatica. There goes the punt. Takes a good bounce, still rolling. And the punt's going to be down just inside Maclay's own 40. And the Marauders will take over 1st and 10 with 3:21 to go until halftime.
Absolutely. Still fantastic field position, though. You got to love it. Getting in the area of the 40 here for the Marauders. Trying to make it 3 consecutive scoring drives. Of course, touchdowns on their last 2. Passing game is rolling. George Grant feeding the boys. Of course, you have some jet sweeps. The wide receivers, they're really challenging the field horizontally and vertically. You love that the wide receivers are kind of stretching it wide, and then you have some good cups up the middle. Cole Lewis, the senior tailback, also getting some good rushes with this kind of combination play. Everybody getting some right now from Maclay.
1st and 10 snap pass is complete to Cole Lewis. Breaks away from one tackle, still on his feet. Good footwork. A lot of missed tackles right there, and it's finally brought down past midfield. He's going to have enough for the 1st down for the Marauders.
Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. In a passing offense, that's basically a stretch run to the perimeter. You hit your tailback, throw him in stride, though. You get him going downfield. Boom, Lewis rips off 13. Maclay once again rolling, getting the tempo.
1st down, snap, pressure in the backfield. Escapes pressure and throws it, and pass was complete to number 14, Henry Richardson. Just a bit shy of the 1st down marker. Is going to be 2nd down. We're going to go Cambridge's own 39-yard line. 2nd and 1.
Under 3 minutes to play here, Eddie, and it feels like Grant is feeling it right now. Just the confidence he's throwing the ball. He's moving off of blockers. He's totally in control now, and that is going to be very dangerous for the Lancers.
Hands the ball off to Lewis, but he is tackled immediately. Looks like number 56 was on the tackle for the Lancers, Ethan Harcourt.
And the line's tired. Another substitution coming on here for the line for the Lancers. And it looks like Maclay doing work here. Look for that as we get into the 3rd and 4th quarter. See if that continues to be the case. Could be an advantage for Maclay.
And pass is complete to number 22.
Pass complete to number 22.
Ezekiel Bargoski, and that's going to move the chains for a first down for the Marauders. He has been, like tonight, the chemistry that George Grant and him have had tonight has been phenomenal. I believe he's had like 4 completions now in this game.
Yeah, he's running. Of course, the big man, tallest target on the field, 6'5" guy, hit the big man in the center of the field, and it's trouble, man. You got your quarterback rolling, you got the middle of the field being executed, you have your perimeter receivers coming out of the backfield, your running backs, everything seems to be rolling here for Maclay the last couple of drives, and it's going to be dangerous. Of course, you want to see him cash in and get that payoff that they've been earning here, because you go up by 3 scores, and then you can really kind of harness control of the game. But that's one thing that they could not get a couple weeks ago when they had the advantage. They could never really pull away. And so a couple miscues, and all of a sudden the opponent comes right back in here. So you really want to see Maclay finish this sharp. But I love the play call coming in now. We saw the fatigue on the defensive line for the Lancers. What does the Maclay offense do? Hey, let's get a little bootleg. Let's make the defensive line chase after the quarterback, and they're continuing to play into their hand, trying to wear down the front. Because if you're winning the battle of trenches, you can really do some damage and really dominate a second half. And I think Maclay is setting it up here in the first half, and it's been fantastic schematically on the offensive side for the Marauders so far.
And making their way back out onto the field, quarterback George Grant and the Maclay offense hoping to add more to their lead before halftime. We have 2 minutes, 9 seconds remaining. 1st and 10.
Bunch receivers to the left.
The snap. He's looking, and he's got a man. Pass is complete to number 7, Nash Bashirs. And did he lose the ball, or was he already down?
He's got to be down, right?
They're saying he was down, and that will be second down, about 5 yards to go for the Marauders.
Clock ticking, though.
142, 141. Clock is ticking. The snap on second down. Looking to his left, looking to his left. Still has time. Pressure in the backfield. Escapes. Quarterback still on his feet. Finally passes, and it is incomplete. Intended for number 7, Nash Bashirs. Looked like he slipped on his way in pursuing for the ball, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it was kind of a combination. The pressure coming late. And, of course, Grant trying to buy some time. But eventually the pressure gets home for the Lancers and threw it away in the area of receiver. But, yeah, it looks like a little slippage down there in the second level of the defense.
So on 3rd and 5, the clock does stop at 1:31. The snap. Quarterback looking. Pass is complete to Nash Bashirs. He breaks away from 2 tackles. A spin away. Still on his feet. Good footwork. And he's going to have the first down.
Oh, Bashirs, get off me, Lancers. Bashirs, fantastic run off to the catch there, Eddie.
Tackle made by number 25, Jake Moss of the Lancers.
He's been dangerous in space. Receivers, now you're 2 by 2 on each side. Going to go 5 wide receiver look, 2 on the left, bunch on the right.
The snap. Quarterback still on his feet. Pressure in the backfield, still on his feet. And it looks like he's going to keep this one. Breaks away from 1 tackle, still on his feet. Spins away. And then down at about the 2-yard line. Tackle made by number 1, Karsten Michael Ash.
Beautiful.
And that's going to be a 1st and goal for the Marauders.
Once again, confidence by Grant. 5 wide receivers. Nobody's open. Didn't want to force it. Pressure's coming. Let me get out. Use my legs as a dual threat quarterback. Monster pickup. 1st and goal here for Maclay.
Clock is running. The snap on 1st and goal. Hands it off to Cole Lewis. Running up the middle. And he's in. Touchdown, Marauders.
Put it on the board, baby. 6 more here from Maclay. Get the payoff like we talked about, Eddie. It was going to be super crucial. Now a 3-score game with a 17-point advantage with a chance to make it 18 as Wyatt Long coming out for his 3rd extra point.
48.3 seconds remaining until halftime. Maclay sets up for the extra point. The snap, the hold, and there goes the kick. And it is good. And with 48 seconds remaining until halftime, it is the Cambridge Christian Lancers 3 and the Maclay Marauders 21 up by 18 with just 48 seconds until the end of the first half. Andrew, your thoughts on how important that score was before going into halftime.
Huge. Obviously, with the opportunity, we had to talk about it, Eddie. Wanted to see the payout there. They were able to get it, able to execute. You break out your 4-minute drill. You've got 60 yards to go here offensively. They bled the clock as much as they could, able to punch it in for the touchdown. Now 21-0 as we get things updated. But absolutely massive, Eddie. And
21-3.
21-3, my mistake.
And the crowd from Maclay loving that one. Really good crowd in attendance here tonight. Even Cambridge Christian's crowd making the journey all the way from Tampa.
Yeah, man.
About almost a 4-5 hour drive. There goes the kick. It looks returnable. Miscommunication on that one. Lusk on the return. Breaks away from one tackle. Still on his feet. Bulldozing his way through past the 35-yard line. And tackle was made by number 50, Abraham Bailey on that one.
Of course, only 41.3 seconds to go. Only one timeout for the Lancers going here. Need to go over 60 yards to try to punch this one in. Obviously, big leg for Nico Gramatica, the kicker on the other side. So, I mean, he looks like he can hit from 50 here from what we've seen in warm-ups and, of course, the field goal previously. But you're in an obvious passing down scenario, so I'm really interested, Eddie. See, is Maclay bring a little pressure here? At least so far tonight, they've dropped a lot in coverage. A lot of 8 people dropping back in coverage, bringing 3 more often than not. We've seen spurts of 4, but it'll be interesting to see if they try to change that up here for the last segment of the game. Only 41.3 seconds to go here before the break.
The snap on 1st and 10.
Double pass.
Double pass.
Oh!
But it is still caught by one of the linemen. That is number 63, Tommy Logan. But there's a penalty on the play. Let's see what this is about.
You think he was in front of the line?
I'm not sure. It's waved off. So they're going to give it to the lineman. His first reception of the night. And it comes at such a crucial time if you think about it. Just enough to make it second down. No, they're going to give it to him. That's first down.
Oh, yeah, they got some yards, dude. That was a good pickup. I mean, good heads up with the lineman, but that's tough, dude. And football's funny. Football's funny sometimes. I mean, maybe not for Maclay.
That's a rarity.
But that's a great defensive play there by Davis Malone. It's just a brutal bounce. But it takes off about 20 seconds.
Snap on 1st down. Pass is complete to Tristan Martinez. Trying to break away from one tackle. Gain of about maybe 2 yards on the play. The clock is still running. 10 seconds to go.
Are they going to call it? Are they going to call
5,
the timeout?
4, 3, 2, 1. And they're going to let it wind down. And that is the end of the second quarter. And your score as we head into halftime. The Cambridge Christian Lancers 3 and the Maclay Marauders 21. Maclay making their way now to the locker room. Lancers on their way to the visiting locker room as well. An amazing first half performance. And we'll be back here shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. And we're back as we get ready to start the second half of this one. The Maclay Marauders up 21-3 over the Cambridge Christian Lancers. And before the start of the second half, we're going to get into a couple scores in the local Tallahassee area and surrounding Big Bend region. A district matchup going down tonight in Quincy. Florida High up 21-0 in the second quarter against the Gadsden County Jaguars. A couple scoreless games, Columbia and Madison County scoreless in that one. A couple of other scores as well. 21-0 in the first quarter. The Wakulla War Eagles up against the Seminole County Indians from Donaldsonville, Georgia. Suwannee is up 7-0 in the first quarter against Monroe. And just beginning, it is the annual clash between the Rickards Raiders and the Godby Cougars. Scoreless in the first quarter, and that contest is going on over in the fairgrounds at Gene Cox Stadium. Last night, Thursday night football action, I was there for an exciting one between the Leon Lions and the Mosley Dolphins, which ended in a game-winning touchdown for the Lions. They're 4-0, first time since 1985, I heard. And a lot of exciting football matchups still going on, including further up the road, you've got the Niceville Eagles and the Childs Timberwolves, another good one, district matchup in that competition.
Absolutely, of course, and Niceville just coming off a week where they took the L to Lincoln on a Thursday night affair here.
28-14, I believe
Yeah,
the score
so they're
was.
looking to bounce back against Charles and liking what I've seen of Charles so far. But back to Leon, Eddie, like you said, first time since the 80s.
1985.
And so, are you all in on Leon, man? Is Leon back, Eddie?
To be brief on that, I'm just going to say that second-year head coach Tyrone McGriff definitely has that program going in a very good direction. Just a change in the culture, as the game-winning hero told me last night when he scored the game-winning touchdown. But now we're back to this contest here between the Marauders and the Lancers. Maclay just one half away, 24 minutes away from hopefully achieving their first victory of the season. And to start the second half, the Lancers will receive the opening kickoff.
Yeah, long game to go here, Eddie. Appreciate the excitement, the narrative here, but Maclay's still a lot of work to be done. Got to keep it clean.
We've seen this before, Andrew, where they've had a good lead and a good momentum going for them. Let's hope they don't lose that momentum. Let's hope the game does not shift away from them and still remains in their favor.
Absolutely, and I think they've got it going right. The offense had it rolling, the defense is good. I think for the Lancers, to me, you got to go back to your strengths, right? You got to go back to the run game where they got the most production. But Maclay's been tearing up the trenches and hard to run when they're winning the battle. So, like we talked about, tearing it up on the defensive line opens up the linebackers. They've been making good tackles out in space, really been getting the passing game shut down with the DBs here, fantastic coverage, and the offense has been getting it done. So if they can continue to stay on, obviously expect a little clap back here from the Lancers, but so far so good for Maclay.
And there goes the kick to start second half, and it's going to be returned by number 5, Tristan Martinez, and he is tackled down at the 20-yard line.
Good kickoff by Wyatt Long, who's been doing the directional, done a fantastic job to keep it inbounds and targeting some of those up receivers. He decides to go a little deeper here, but they stop him at the 20. So just as if you would have seen a touchback situation here from Maclay, you're going to need 80 yards for the Lancers to try to cash it in for 6. 3-score game right now, 18-point advantage, and here comes a little precipitation into the mix here, Eddie. So a little plot twist, if you will.
The snap to Hagan, and he throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. We have a penalty on the play. Let's see what this penalty will be. And yes, I believe the rain is starting to come down here at Frank Shaw Field. Fans getting their umbrellas, ponchos.
So it's either a hold here in the secondary or a late hit on the quarterback. Oh, offensive penalty, an eligible man downfield. Looks like one of the big guys slipped out there a little too early.
And an early mistake by the Lancers offense. Definitely don't want a penalty to start off your first drive into the second half.
For the Lancers faithful, absolutely. If you're Maclay, you're all about it here. Make it a little harder on themselves as the rain's starting to thicken up. Now, sheets of rain, Eddie, fully visible here on the beautiful facilities of Frank Shaw Field. People running for cover, seeking shelter, the cheerleaders with the rain jackets on.
Including 4 Quarters Online's very own Mark Adams, which I believe we see running.
Go, Mark! Go!
The screen. The snap to Hagan. Passes complete. He's got a man, misses one tackle, still on his feet. And he's finally brought down. Looks like, let's see who was on. Pass was complete to number 5, Tristan Martinez. Picks up a few yards, not a whole lot to gain. So it brings up second down, about 14 yards to go.
Yeah, does not quite get back all the penalty yardage after being marked off 10 yards from the eligible man downfield. Rollins in on the bring down there for the Marauders. So still second down. Looks about
Snap,
15.
quick passes complete to number 11, Caden Martinez. And he is tackled by number 12, Sebastian Alexander. And it looks like he almost gets to the original line of scrimmage, passes it, and it's going to be third down, 9 yards to go.
Yeah, still significant yards to gain here. Maclay bringing a little pressure on this drive, try to keep off balance for the Lancers. They're going to split out 4 wide receiver look here, and it's the big bruiser, Luskin at tailback sidecar right here, the quarterback Hagan.
Play clock is at 10 seconds. And we have a penalty on the play. No, wait,
Penalty on the field.
ball is
Continue to
snapped.
play on.
And pass is complete to number 1, Karsten Michael Ash. Don't know if he has the first down. A little bit of a mistake by the referee further upfield.
Doesn't look like it. Bashir's with the hit. Yeah, the ref back all the way back, the back judge back here at midfield drops a penalty flag with about 7 seconds left on the play clock.
Yeah, just a little bit too early on that one, Mr. Official.
But they played on. So usually if it's a pre-snap penalty, they're gonna shut that one down.
And I would assume the play is replayed, right? Replay the down.
Depending on what the ruling, but it looks like they're gonna wave it off as a inadvertent flag.
So now it's fourth down, 5 yards to go. And the Lancers offense is still on the field.
Oh, so they may be talking about the hit, whether it was up in the neck area, of course.
And I believe Maclay's PA announcer said play is on further review. I will tell you, that will be the day when we could put in high school reviewing plays.
Yeah, no instant replay, of course, if they're not
Yeah.
reviewing, but the referee's just kind of conferencing here.
So they're going to replay the down.
It's third down.
So it looks like because of the inadvertent flag, they're just going to go ahead and replay it, but there's no formal penalty going to be marked off. So
Once again,
it's just one of those things, the quirks of high school football.
But
here, Eddie.
also, it's, one team likes it, the other doesn't. So here's another chance for the Lancers on third down, 9 yards to go. Quarterback number 12, Gabe Hagan in the backfield alongside number 44, Lusk. The snap, nearly got away with him. Throws downfield, and it's a caught ball, and a big hit. Wait a minute.
Did they
And-
say incomplete?
broken up by number 12.
Is it incomplete? We still do not have a ruling yet by the official. Maclay says incomplete.
It looks like the side judge wants to keep it, but the head ref's coming over.
To
And
discuss.
It looks like he's trying to override. It looks like he wants to go incomplete by the initial body language.
And it is incomplete pass. Looked like the pass was complete for one moment to Tristan Martinez, but after such a big, vicious hit by the Maclay defense, incomplete pass. So it brings up fourth down and 9 yards to go.
Oh, offense on the field here, Eddie. They'll roll the dice deep in their own end.
Down 21-3. And
Maybe some secondary thoughts here. Call it timeout.
yeah,
Looks like.
gonna go ahead and call timeout.
Easy now. Easy now. And just a point of clarification, so Hagan is the second quarterback here for the Lancers. If you see over here on the near sideline, You kind of got to update at the break here, Eddie. The starting quarterback, Eli Lever, is in a walking boot on his left foot. So that's why we're seeing Hagan, the sophomore, out here today. But Maclay, a little change up, a little more pressure here in that secondary drive. I like it. Make the quarterback a little more antsy back in the pocket. Don't let him settle in.
And a lot of good hits as we're seeing out there by this Maclay defense. It looks like they want to be more aggressive into the second half of the game.
Finish.
And truly, like you said, finish. With just 9:40 to go in the third quarter, it is 21-3, Maclay Marauders leading this game.
Special teams unit coming on.
So it looks like they're going to go ahead and bring out the punt unit for this one. And it is number 7, Gadsden Grammatica.
But at a certain point, so to play devil's advocate here, I get the punt, right? But at a certain point, if Maclay keeps scoring, you're going to have to start going for it. You have to take some risks and try to keep them off the field. So I wouldn't have been mad at the conversion. It probably comes off as a little wild here early in the third.
Almost a block punt on that one. And let's see, maybe not much on this one.
45.
And the kick goes out of bounds at the Lancers' own 44. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Maclay Marauders, now taking over on offense. First offensive drive coming up for Maclay in the second half.
9:32 left here in the third. Obviously, Maclay in complete control in that second quarter. 3 consecutive touchdown drives and really opportunity to put their stake in the game. Obviously in the driver's seat right now, but they can put the gas down and leave some space between them and the Lancers.
Yes, 1st and 10 taking over around the Lancers' own 40. The snap. Ball is handed off to number 7. Nash Bashirs on the carry. Maybe a gain of about 1 yard, maybe 2 on the play. So we're looking at second down and about 8 yards to go.
Little extra help hanging out in the backfield.
Ball is handed off to number 5, Cole Lewis. Runs around the outside over there on the left-hand side.
Senior done a good job getting into space out in the perimeter here tonight, but also in between the tackles here. We've seen him a couple times.
He has just had great footwork all night long with his juking abilities, a couple spin-aways. Such good footwork by number 5 tonight, Cole Lewis.
And the linesman, fantastic, opening up avenues. You talk about Berenson, 51, 52, Stanley out on the line there. Also got to throw Adam Bailey into the mix. We talked about William O'Connor numerous times. Also Keaton Beach, Gavin Rowe. The guys on the line never get enough credit, and they've been doing a fantastic job, whether it's in the passing game to give Grant time, and Ryder Marks also as well, the junior getting into the mix there, or in the running game, giving them avenues. We talked about how they're stretching it horizontally with the jet sweeps, or stretching out the quick hitter in the off the wheel route to the running back. Whatever they're doing, the case is the consistency. The guys in the trenches are taking care of business, Eddie, and really allowing Maclay a long leash to do whatever they want here offensively, especially the last 3-4 drives.
So it looks like one of the trainers for Cambridge is running to the other side. Looks like we have a player down for the moment.
Yeah, currently over on the sidelines, out of play. So we have a second. We can run some sponsors. You want these, Eddie, or you want me to have them? What you want?
Knock yourself out. Let's recognize our sponsors by Maclay Football.
Bam. Of course, these are going to be your 2023 Shield sponsors. Brown's Commercial Refrigeration, Simonelli Real Estate Services, Proctor & Long Group, Hill Spooner and Elliott Incorporated Real Estate, Honey Lake Clinic, Lloyd Roofing, roofing done right, Mount Pleasant Lodge, North Florida Highlands. Hit them up for special events. Radiology Associates of Tallahassee, Rugs.com. And of course, we'll get to some of the others, but the fantastic Maclay Marauder athletic sponsors here. Third down coming up for the Marauders. Back on the offensive charge here, Eddie. 8:45 to go. in the third quarter.
Maclay hoping to add more to their lead, still on their first drive here of the second half.
Yeah, go back to that familiar 4 wide receiver look. They spread him out a little bit, try to utilize the whole field. Sidecar right's going to be Lewis.
3 on the right-hand side, which he is running to now. Snap to Grant, throws downfield. Caught ball! Touchdown, Marauders! Pass was complete to number 22, Ezekiel Pogorski. He has just been phenomenal tonight. He has had so many good looks, and he just got a touchdown.
How about it, Eddie? I think it's the longest touchdown play of the season here for the Maclay Marauders. Fantastic. Hit the biggest man on the field, your 6'5", 200 junior wideout, playing in the slot. Get him in space. Taking care of business. It's a high ball. He's just taller than his defender.
And a good job, too, with quarterback George Grant having good awareness. Props out to the O-line for giving him time and protection. The extra point is up. And it's good. And the score, with 8:37 to go in the third quarter, it is the Cambridge Christian Lancers 3 and the Maclay Marauders 28.
Great play, fantastic, and Maclay absolutely now in full control of this game. It's a 4-possession game, 25-point lead here for the Marauders, and it is a long, long way back here for the Lancers. Still, though, 20 minutes of football and change to play.
And we've seen, the saying of, anything can happen. I've heard that in many sports. That is a true saying. So let's hope that Maclay continues to keep this in their favor as they get ready to kick off to the Lancers. Returners right now set up at number 5 in the backfield over there is Tristan Martinez, who's been a go-to tonight for quarterback number 12, Gabe Hagan, along with number 44, Nathaniel Lusk, who's been running the ball very well. And there goes the kick. And Lusk is going to return it. He's got a good start on his pep step. Breaks away from one tackle and bulldozes his way past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Cambridge Christian.
Of course, another solid directional punt there by Wyatt Long, who is now 4 for 4 on extra points here tonight. I think he's still perfect on the season, if I'm correct. Is the sophomore, number 23, Wyatt Long.
Good job on those extra points for sure. 1st and 10 coming up for the Lancers, down 28-3 here in the third quarter. Quarterback number 12, Gabe Hagan, out on the field. The snap to Hagan, and he hands it off to number 44, Lusk, who has been running the ball very well. Passes the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Tackle made by a host of Marauders on that one. 2nd down and about 7 yards to go.
Yeah, that one's got the feel of a setup play here, Eddie. Of course, with the time, you're not going to see a lot of runs here, just with the deficit. But they want to see if they can kind of get Maclay napping here, set up a big pass play, is what it's got the feel of.
Receiver in motion, fakes the handoff. There goes the pass. And it is broken up. It looks like number 14, Henry Richardson, got a hand on that one first.
Davis Malone also in the area, the junior safety. Hasn't had much action deep in the center of the field, but called upon. And both the Maclay defenders doing
And I want to say tonight that's 2 broken passes that have been broken up by number 14, Henry Richardson. Almost had an interception in the game earlier.
How about the freshman, Eddie?
Yeah.
Freshman phenom wearing 14. He's going to follow his receiver all the way over to the left side of the formation
Snap
now.
on 3rd down, and it's thrown to Lusk, and it's going to be ruled incomplete. So that's going to bring up 4th down. About 7 yards to go. Decision-making time. I think the offense is going to stay out on the field and go for this one.
That's tough. That's tough there for the running back. You feel for him. Ball slick now, so it's going to be hard to catch. It's a laser from the quarterback, high above his helmet.
Yes, the rain has eased up a bit. It's not as heavy, but it is
sprinkling. 4th down.
Lancers going for it here. Deep in their own end, like we talked about. They've only got 19 minutes and change here.
Play clock is at 3. The snap to Higgins. Has time. Pass is complete to number 1. Short. Karsten Michael Ash. But he's going to be well short of the first down marker. Turnover on downs. Maclay will get the ball back.
Chase Gray, the senior, beautiful tackle by the linebacker in space. Of course, cutting back against his body weight, so naturally you're going to slip over top of the uniform. Great way to hold on, secure the tackle, couple yards short, ensure the turnover on downs. Now Maclay with absolutely fantastic field position. Try to put another nail in the proverbial coffin here, Eddie.
You're absolutely right, Andrew. And this is a chance now to run away with the game. If you think about it, this drive right here can determine you running away with the game. The snap to George Grant, and he hands it off to number 27 on the carry, still on his feet. It looks like he's going to have the first down.
Tucker Popple on the carry.
Tucker Popple.
That's good for a
Here, of course, makes you think of Ryder Popple, same namesake, big former Marauder about 3 or 4 years ago.
1st and 10, and now ball's handed off to number 7, Nash Bashirs. Ooh, nice juke, misses one tackle, and makes his way out to about the Lancers' 25-yard line. Looks like the tackle was made first by number 53, Joshua Barnes, for the Lancers. 2nd down and about 6 yards to go.
Popple hasn't seen much action. Love that they're getting him involved. Obviously want to get experience. Anytime you got a deep running back stable is a good recipe for a football team.
Snap. Pass was complete to number 7, Nash Bashirs. Good awareness by George Grant. He saw pressure coming and was able to find his receiver on that one. And they were able to get the first down.
Way to hold on to that football, too. Bashirs a little bit of bobble.
Yes.
Keeps it through contact. I thought for sure that ball would be coming out.
No huddle. And there goes Tucker on the carry. Breaks away from one tackle. It looks like he's going to be tackled just inside, maybe close to about the 4-yard line.
Fantastic. Popple hits it full head of steam, keeps it north-south, finds his crease, picks it, goes. Great run for the youngster.
Maclay on the no huddle, and they're going to hand it off to him again. Breaks away from one tackle, still on his feet. And now he's going to be tackled by a host of Lancers on that one. Looks like number 51 was at the lead for Cambridge Christian, and that is Brody Bellomo. We've called his name out a few times tonight. He's had a few tackles, a few stops, trying to help out this Cambridge defense. 2nd and goal now for the Marauders, looking to add more to their lead.
Ball looks like on the tip of the 5 here.
The snap to George Grant, and he hands it off to Popewell. Runs it up the middle. Touchdown, Marauders. Number 27, Tucker Popel, was running the ball very well on this drive, and he is rewarded with 6.
Fantastic job, really wearing out the right side of that defensive line here, defensive for the Lancers, and the left side of that Maclay line offensively. Just giving him plenty of room.
The extra point is up and good. And with 6:03 to go in this 3rd quarter, it is the Cambridge Christian Lancers 3 and the Maclay Marauders 35.
Of course, still 6:03 left in this 3rd quarter here, Eddie. So they moved the game up an hour. I think they were trying to help out the visitors, trying to get some travel time, of course, going all the way back to Tampa, which is every minute of 4 hours campus to campus.
Right.
And, man, with all these points the Marauders are scoring, I don't know that they're going to get out any earlier than they would have. We're already creeping up on 2 hours game time, and we've still got 3/4 of the second half to get through.
we still have another 12 minutes to go once we get into the 4th. And, most of the other high school football games in action right now started about an hour or so ago.
They're starting to get rolling now.
Yeah, this was one of the earliest games in the area. And here goes the kick. It looks like it's going to be number 5, Martinez on the return. This breaks away, slips down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Maclay got lucky there. The old turf monster took him down. A little bit of wet grass there, trying to round the corner.
It rained and sprinkled here for a good moment, and I think that played a part in his slip up right there. So it is slippery out there on the field. Looks like we have a whistle called on the field, and officials timeout. I'd like to take the time and like to recognize our Maclay Football sponsors, courtesy of Maclay Football Boosters. And these are the top Marauders, Advanced Business Systems, Accentra Insurance, Banners Contracting Incorporated, For the Table Hospitality, Hangar 38, Let the Good Times Roll, Home Instead, to us it's personal, Tallahassee Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology. And we're back now, 1st and 10. Gonna get to a couple scores in the area here shortly, and here goes the snap. Ball is handed off to Lusk.
Great solo tackle out there in space. Of course, the big man, Manny Arizo, the sophomore, been showing out here tonight. Another big play, this time defensively, getting after it. Number 58 taking care of business here tonight.
And number 44, Nathaniel Lusk for the Lancers, has been the go-to guy in the run game tonight. He has averaged a fair share of yards going into this game. Just recently got a score update. It is halftime over in Quincy as the Florida High Seminoles are up 28-7 against the Gadsden County Jaguars over there.
Oh, is that coach on the boards getting those score updates?
I believe so.
Oh!
2nd down for the Lancers, about 7 yards to go. The snap to Hagan, looking to his right. Quick pass is complete to number 6, P.J. Blair. And he's got a few yards on that one. Looks like the tackle was made by none other than number 58 from Maclay on that one.
Of course, shout out to our own 4 quarters, Coach Johnny Cofield.
Rizzo. Yes.
Legend here in the Big Bend. If you know Big Bend football, you know Coach Cofield. If you don't know Coach Cofield, you don't know Big Bend football.
No, you don't. An original Rickards Redskin. 3rd down for the Lancers. Receiver in motion. There goes the snap. And the ball is handed off to number 11, Caden Martinez. Looks like he's going to get no gain on the play. Another score update. Niceville is up 12-7 against the Childs Timberwolves. That game is going down just a few minutes away from us.
Hey, it's great to see our Tallahassee teams give Niceville a little trouble. Obviously, Lincoln with a big dub last week on the road out there in Niceville, little Thursday night. So often, Niceville has beaten up our Tallahassee boys for the last,
and with the timeout,
decade or so, with the exception of Lincoln here lately.
Yeah, with the timeout called on the field, we'll get into some more scores, even around the Big Bend region. Going on at J.D. Jones Stadium, the Wakulla War Eagles are up big against the Seminole County Indians from Donaldsonville, Georgia. It's the 2nd quarter. They're up 35-0 in that contest. So, wow. And speaking of the Lincoln Trojans, they're up 9-0 against the JP2 Panthers. That game is on the campus of Lincoln.
New turf field, baby.
Yeah, interesting in this one. The Suwannee Bulldogs are up 14-0 in the 2nd quarter against the Monroe Bobcats. And still no score from the annual rivalry matchup between the Rickards Raiders and the Godby Cougars in that one.
Yeah, there's probably a score. We're just not getting a report here.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that.
So, it looks like that the Lancers offense is back out on the field. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
4:25 in the 3rd. You got to roll with it now if you're going to try to catch these Marauders, man. Down 32 on the road. Roll the dice. Oh, look like some movement.
Got away with that one. The snap on 4th down.
Oh, here comes a blitz.
Quick pass, and the pass is complete to number 14. That's Jack Timperley. First time I believe we've called his name tonight for the Lancers, and he's got the 1st down.
Raw deal there. Of course,
Looks like the Lancers got away with the possible false start penalty, and they were able to convert on 4th down on that one, Andrew.
Yep, able to beat the blitz there. So Maclay been very restrictive on bringing the pressure. It's definitely been a more second half tendency here, but not a lot from the first half. But we see it here. Maclay bringing 6.
And we have a fumble on the field, and it's recovered by the Maclay defense. Lusk was on the carry, and Maclay recovers the fumble. Bear Bashir's on the recovery. And Maclay will take over 1st and 10, and I think Coach Cofield just gave me another score update. Madison County up 8-0 against the Lake City Tigers.
That's a really fun rivalry. They play every year. Of course, the Tiger Den, an absolutely brutal place to go play.
I call that a mini Death Valley Junior.
Yeah.
The snap on 1st down, ball's handed off to number 4. And he fumbles.
No!
The Lancers defense recovers.
No!
That was number 51 for Cambridge Christian, Brody Bellomo.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, the old turnover bug is going around, and unfortunately, in the rain, it is often contagious, Eddie. So we saw the Lancers turn it over with the fumble, and Maclay doing it right
when it
on
comes
back.
to this time of the year in football season, where you have a couple more late summer showers. Mother Nature, she tends to be not so kind, especially the football teams at this time of the year.
Yeah, Mother Nature doesn't take a lot of L's, Eddie, as we've seen over the years. Basically undefeated.
Yeah. Man.
So new life for the Lancers here.
Yes, definitely kind of a heartbreaker on that one, but Maclay's defense has still been playing good. Cambridge, only 4 seconds to go on the play clock, and they managed to snap the ball. He's got a wide open receiver. It's a caught ball. And his knee was down at the 30. P.J. Blair. Pass was complete to number 6, P.J. Blair.
First of all, fantastic teamwork by the Lancers, making sure the quarterback knows that the play clock's running down.
They were counting down the seconds on that play clock.
In the NFL, that's probably a touchdown. He probably gets back up and scores, but a little bit of a blown coverage. Maclay lucky that wasn't a score there.
Snap, hands it off to number 44, Nathaniel Lusk, and he bulldozes his way through. But we have a penalty on the far side of the field over here. Let's see what this is.
Okay. Offense.
And it looks like it's going to be called on the offense. Some of the Cambridge fans next to us not happy about that one.
Yeah, they're not too keen on that call there, Eddie.
And
you can probably hear it coming through the microphone.
Yes.
It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
They're still rooting for the team. You made the 4-hour trip. Have some fun with it. Support the boys. Release some anger on the referees. This is all classic high school sporting events, Eddie. This is nothing new.
Keep in mind, this is also a tale of two different parts of Florida going at it. This is southwest Florida versus north Florida. Tampa. I still don't understand sometimes how people refer to Tampa as South Florida sometimes. I call it Southwest.
Yeah, I guess you could see that. To me, Southwest is more like Fort Myers, Bradenton,
where I'm from,
kind of area.
South Central.
There you go.
Avon Park, Highlands County.
I like to call it the I-4 corridor. It's like a belt going across Florida, so I would consider that like my midsection. Personal preference, but I feel it. I can get into the Southwest.
So it looks like a timeout has been called on the field. It looks like they want to get a few things right. See Maclay's head coach out there on the field talking to the head ref.
Get him, Coach. Coach Coley out there working it.
Yes, his team has done a tremendous job in tonight's game, both offense and defensively. 3:29 to go in the third quarter. It's 35-3. Maclay dominating Cambridge Christian.
Coaching staff's got him going here today, man. So shout out for Maclay, both the players on the field, also the coaches getting things organized, because that was tough last week against a really good True North team. How do you respond? Maclay Marauders coming out strong. Coach Jim Moore, Ricky Yates, Sam Neely, Nick Singletary, AJ Miller, Jeff Crum, Ari Sloan, Kenyon Boatfield, and of course the big dog Jason Coley leading the ship here for the Marauders. But I love because it does take a lot of motivation, Eddie. Get the guys back, get them regrouped, focus on the future. Guys, this isn't over. All we have to do is win a couple district games. We can go to the playoffs. Let's salvage this. This isn't beyond saving.
Yeah.
Let's right the ship. And the boys in blue have looked fantastic
You want to
tonight.
continue to play competitive football too.
You got that right.
Where I was growing up, long story short, you don't want to go into the playoffs with a losing record.
You got that right.
So 1st and long coming up for Lancers after the penalty.
3:20 going third. Still in the third quarter.
Snap to Hagan. Quarterback looking.
Oh!
Got some good protection. Throws one downfield. It's intercepted.
Bashirs is a turnover machine.
Number
Bo
10.
Bashirs, of course, recovering the fumble on the other side, number 10. Now comes back with the interception on the takeaway. And that's, I think, only the second interception by the Marauder defense this season. But Bashirs is just a ball magnet here in the second half. Fantastic takeaway there by number 10, Bo Bashirs.
Good job having good awareness to look back, jump in midair to catch that one. So now Maclay will take over just around inside the 10-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
How about the youth movement is on, dude. Bo Bashir's just a freshman.
And there's the handoff to number 2, Blake Barton.
Yeah, it's going to be face mask.
Yes. Personal foul, face mask. And that's going to be on the defense. Clear as day, seeing that from up here.
You got that right.
And it looks like it's the return of the heavy rain coming back in.
Yeah, we talked about the youth, but how about, the freshman Richardson, you talk about Popple, who just got into the game. He scored a touchdown. He's a freshman. Bashirs has been absolutely a menace defensively, also a freshman.
For these young freshman players to get this experience at this level, at the varsity level, will play a huge factor in moving forward the next 3 years as they continue their journey with Maclay football.
Yeah, absolutely. And these guys are going to make or break kind of the Coley era, right? Because this is going to be potentially year 3, year 4, year 5 that they're really going to be growing into it. And Maclay with the youth here could really do some damage in a couple years. I'm liking the growth here.
Handoff, quarterback keeper, George Grant on the carry. Nobody's tackled him yet. Running past midfield. Looks like he was brought out of bounds by number 5, Tristan Martinez, and he has enough for the Maclay Marauders' first down.
25-yard gain there, just about there for Grant on the keeper. Just massive holes provided for the offensive line.
Great foot movement. Nobody touched him.
Yeah. Of course, the offensive line is moving bodies down there.
And he's going to keep it again.
Oh!
And then a late pitch off to number 5, Cole Lewis. And we're going to have a whistle. We have a player currently down on the field right now.
Yeah, it's going to be an official timeout.
For the Lancers. And looks like he's getting back up, so that's good to see.
Looks like Ian Rossi, the junior, number 70. It's been tough sledding there for that Lancers.
Yes, playing on
Down in
both
the
sides
trenches.
of the field tonight, both offense and defensive linemen.
Yeah, it's kind of the beauty of small school football, Eddie. A lot of these guys playing the old Iron Man.
Yes.
Both ways. Sometimes, most of the time, all 3 ways, really.
Oh, yeah.
Special teams, too.
It's no different than what we see with our own Maclay Marauders as well.
Exactly.
There's a lot of inspiration to that now these days. Take Travis Hunter, for example.
There you go.
Second down for the Marauders, about 8 yards to go. The snap, and it's handed off to number 2, Blake Barton, and he's brought down in the backfield, but we're going to have a penalty here. Let's see what it is.
Probably a horse collar.
Personal foul, face mask.
Okay.
On the defense. That's the second one in this drive.
True. Still 2:23, slow rolling second quarter here.
And the rain seems to be getting heavier. And we're going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct called against Cambridge Christian. So that's going to be additional more yardage coming up for the Maclay offense. A lot of emotion right now for the Lancer defense. It's going to be an automatic first down, and that's going to bring the ball way down to inside the 35, for the inside the Lancers 35.
So it'll be first down from the 35.
Yes, we apologize to any viewers that may have heard some unnecessary emotion.
First down here for the Marauders.
Again, there was a personal foul, face mask, and then after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct.
So more yardage coming up after the unsportsmanlike conduct.
First and 10 for Maclay.
So it'll be first and 10 for Maclay, and now they're going to be starting inside the Cambridge Christian 20.
Yeah, so it's 30 yards versus penalties. Obviously, you had the personal foul during the play, and then, of course, like you said, Eddie, compounded with an after the play unsportsmanlike.
And
then
another penalty and offsides. Man, we're just seeing penalties back to back to back.
yeah, so within 8 seconds of clock play, you just had 35 yards of penalties. And
35.
that is tough.
Very.
And very challenging sequence here on a lot of levels for the Lancers.
The snap on first and 5, fakes the handoff. Pass is complete. Clock ball, touchdown, Marauders. That's number 2 for number 22, Ezekiel Podgowski. We have a penalty on the play. Oh, unsportsmanlike on Maclay.
That's going to be after the play, so it's not going to
Touchdown still stands.
Play is a touchdown.
Now at 6. We just got another score update by our very own Coach Cofield. Gadsden County finds their way onto the board in the third quarter. It's now 28-14. Florida High still leading that district matchup over there in Quincy.
Still 150 in the third here.
41-3.
Second receiving touchdown for Podgorski there. So I believe it's the third. I've got on mine 3 passing for George Grant.
Yes, and I think you're correct. I want to say that's 2 touchdowns tonight, a couple receptions. It looks like this is going to be a long extra point attempt.
Ooh.
So this extra point attempt right here is a 35-yard extra point attempt.
Let's go get it. All right, Wyatt. Season long at 35, so he's got the leg. He has hit on a regular field goal from this exact same distance.
And this is going to be in the rain.
Slippery,
The
got to watch the
snap.
hold.
There goes the kick. Looks like. And that is a block extra point. But your score with 1 minute 50 seconds to go in the third quarter, it is the Cambridge Christian Lancers 3 and the Maclay Marauders 41.
Maclay Marauders, what, Eddie?
41. I believe this is the season high so far for the Maclay Marauders.
Absolutely. Of course, True North came in here and put 41 on the Marauders last week. They
Yes.
turned the tides, currently lead 38-point advantage for Maclay. Absolutely fantastic. All 3 phases of the ball. And you're all right, Eddie. Season high from Maclay Marauders. Coming into this one, only averaging 22.7 points per game.
They're about 1 more quarter away. Overall time, they are about 13 minutes and 50 seconds away from their first win of the season. And the rain looking like it's starting to come down a lot harder now. Wind picking up.
Timely song choice for the DJ. I like it.
Yes.
Well done.
Well done. I got a feeling tonight's going to be a good night.
Oh,
Playing out for the boys in blue, huh, Eddie?
oh yeah. There goes the kick. A little swift kick. Takes a bounce.
Whoa!
It just went by one of the players for the Lancers. That
Dangerous
was,
living.
Yes. Elijah Foreman, the intended returner.
And there's a good point by somebody on the Maclay coaching staff. I think that should trigger the mercy rule. I think is a good point that he brought up. 35 in the second half. Point advantage.
So now, clock is running, 1 minute and 32, minute and 31 here in the third quarter. First and 10 for the Lancers. The snap to Hagan. Looking to his left. Throws it down. Pass is complete. And brought down immediately by number 1, Blake Wilson.
That's a good throw.
Pass was complete to number 11, Caden Martinez.
Good positioning, though, defensively. Blake Wilson, sophomore.
A good pickup of a few yards on that last one. Maybe 4. So now brings about second down, 7 yards to go. About 4 receivers lined up for the Lancers. The snap to Hagan. Running to his right. Pressure in the backfield. Throws near. Intercepted. We're going to have a penalty on the play. And this is being called on the Lancers offense. An illegal block in the back.
Oof, brutal. That's my boy, though. Manny Ariza in the area again, almost a little takeaway.
Yes.
Beautiful read on the back end.
It also looks like making their way onto the field now, helping out the Maclay Marauders defense is number 99. Looking for him currently on my roster right here. Just can't seem to find
That's
him.
our boy Armand.
Yes. Armand Rutledge, number 99.
6'3" nose guard. If you hear the big siren sound, that's the end of the third.
Yes, the end of the third quarter. Your score as we head into the fourth quarter. Cambridge Christian Lancers 3 and the Maclay Marauders 41.
You think we got time for some sponsors, Eddie? What you think? You want them or no?
Go ahead.
You got them, dude.
Recognize our sponsors.
We go 2023, the top Marauders. He's the big dog, the big sponsors to make this stream possible. Centria Insurance. Banners Contracting Incorporated. For the Table, Hospitality. Hangar 38. What are you going to do with the good times at Hangar 38? Let them roll! Home instead. To us, it's personal. Home is where the heart is. Tallahassee Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, specializing in adult and pediatric allergic disorders. Tallahassee Medical Group. Check out Doctors Cody and Hugh Van Leningham. Advanced Business System. They live and breathe all the office good stuff.
Yes.
Your Maclay Marauder sponsors, making it possible.
And now we are ready to start the fourth quarter.
There we
12
go.
minutes away from Maclay's first victory of the season.
Eddie, I was starting to wonder if we were ever going to get there.
Oh, I knew we would. I knew we would. We'll have a score update here in a moment. Oh, on second down, about 8 yards. Now they're moving it up to about 6 yards to go. Second down and 6. The snap to Hagan, high snap. He still controls, and we have a whistle.
Some more pre-snap stuff.
Let's see what it is. Wait, they're calling. At first, it looked like it was going to be false start, but it's encroachment called on the defense.
So that one's going to be on Maclay.
Yes.
Who's been pretty clean live in the last quarter plus, penalty-wise.
Another score update from Quincy. The Florida High Seminoles just scored. It is now 35-14 over the Gadsden County Jaguars in that district matchup.
That's a wild district these days. I think, last year they got into the same district?
Yes, it is. Woo. Florida High, Mariana, Gadsden County, Godby.
Could you imagine that district 5 years ago? That'd be absolutely wild district.
Oh, yes. I find it fascinating now that certain teams that nobody would play on a regular or did play but never were affiliated as in the same district, but now they are. And it is something. Especially with Maclay. I always knew NFC made sense, and Monroe. And now even a few other new additions such as Rocky Bayou Christian from the Niceville area.
Yeah, the day that I tell you that I understand the classifications and the rankings and everything is the day that I'm a liar, Eddie. The story is they're changing all the time. I have no idea what they're doing ever. They're always mixing them up. It's changing every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And it changes a lot of the rivalries. We lose some good ones here throughout the years and the processes. And you know, a lot of teams that have been competitors like Charles, Leon, Lincoln, they should always be locked in, right?
Yes, and playing each other, and that's what we've seen a lot lately. Like Leon has taken like a 2-3 year hiatus from playing Godby.
Yeah, they've gotten split up. Obviously, you don't have like the city championship. All the five public schools, they don't play each other anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just unfortunate. It's just a victim of the schedule.
Down, pressure in the backfield.
Keep the ball.
And he is sacked.
Quentin Douglas.
Quentin Douglas on the sack. His first one of the night.
There you go. How about the sophomore getting in there, taking care of business? I think coming into this matchup, Marauders only 2 sacks on the season. Quentin Douglas laying the boom down there on the sophomore quarterback. But like we talked about, the battle of the trenches, Maclay has been dominating all night. Now they're finally getting the surge here in this fourth quarter. And this is kind of the second wave of the Marauder defense. They're fresh. They're looking to earn some playing time, and they've looked good out there. You talk about Douglas, who just got the sack, and then, of course, Rutledge coming into the ball game.
Yes.
They're in the last possession.
3rd and long for the Lancers.
10-15
The snap, and it's a wild snap. Fumble on the play, and it's recovered by quarterback number 12, Gabe Hagan. So that's going to be 4th and long. We have another score update. This one, it looks like the Swanee Bulldogs are now starting to open that game up against the Monroe Bobcats. Second quarter, 27-0 in that competition.
Yeah, that's a wild place to play out in Live Oak. Obviously kind of in that no man's land between, or a lot of time kind of looked over between Tallahassee and Jacksonville. Obviously just over there in that 75 corridor. Yeah. But man, they bring the whole town out there. They come out of the woodwork, and
that's a whole nother world.
That atmosphere over there in the dog pen is wild.
And that too is a unique district as well. Swanee, Taylor County, and the Wakulla War Eagles.
Yeah, Swanee's used to be kind of the bigger schools with Wakulla 5-6A and kind of the old ruling, which Jefferson County would be, or Taylor County would be down there in 2A.
The snap to Grammatica, punts it away, gets a good bounce, passes midfield, still rolling, and is down.
Of course, nobody back deep for the Marauders, so that one rolls all the way out. Love the intensity. Justin Murphy getting in on some good special teams action. Number 56 there for Maclay.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Maclay, taking over at their own 44-yard line with 8:41 and ticking.
Yeah, just a reminder, obviously, like you said, Eddie, running clock here. Of course, it's due to the 35-plus point lead for Maclay. Of course, in the state of Florida, that's how we do it. Second half, you're up by 5+ touchdowns, and we're going to keep this thing rolling, try to expedite this process, which has been a slow rolling affair here this evening. But good opportunity to relish it if you're rooting for the boys in blue tonight.
Now, coming in at quarterback number 10 is Bear Bashirs.
Oh, get in there, Bo.
Good on you. Snap, and he hands it off to running back, runs right up the middle. That's number 20 on the carry, still on his feet, and is tackled by a host of Lancers. That's number 20, Jediah Stewart. Running back, freshman, 5'8".
Oh, yeah.
Getting some rep in.
Lowers the shoulder, love it. Right down Main Street, getting some good reps in here.
No huddle. 1st and 10. Hands it right off to Stewart again. Still fighting, still on his feet. And they're going to finally blow the whistle. Looks like he may have gained a yard.
Yeah, of course, a lot of the second wave coming in here from Maclay. You see number 11, wide receiver J.R. Thompson. Of course, up on that offensive line, you'll see Bryson Stanley, number 52. You'll see Nick Streety, sophomore, center, down there in the middle of the field, 65. We'll try to give a shout out as these players come up.
Back to Stewart again, working his way up the middle and is brought down. It looks like number 26 for the Lancers was on the tackle first. That's Landon Hare.
Justin Murphy, 56, 57, Will James also into the ball game. Of course, the whole squad, we talked about, pregame, Eddie, 48, 49-man roster for Maclay. It looks like they're feeding the depth right now. Grayson Stevens, sophomore wide receiver, number 25, he's in there. Number 30 also in the mix.
Yes.
I thought I had the number, but he's not on our sheet.
I can't seem to find him either. I saw him out there on the field.
Let's get this other roster. We got the secret roster. Here we
Yes.
go. That's our boy Gray Wadsworth. So we had a misprint on our roster. He was number 23, but he's actually 30.
Number 30.
Gray Wadsworth, the freshman wide receiver.
So, want to look into next week's matchup. The Maclay Marauders will be on the road. Now, this is not a district game anymore, but they are staying local and taking on the FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers. Now, where the game will be, we don't necessarily know yet. More information, I believe, will be posted later on this week. Next week coming up. Whistle blown on the field.
Nice air of mystery there.
Offsides called on the defense. It's going to move. It's going to be about a 5-yard penalty.
We talked about players coming in here from Maclay. Just want to give a shout out as we see him. Number 44, Andrew Suber, the freshman wide receiver. You'll see him in the slot over there on the right-hand side. He's also into the mix.
The snap fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeper.
Oh,
And he is brought down.
a little extracurricular stuff on the far side there.
And we have a player for Cambridge Christian down. That's number 54 for the Lancers, J.T. Bast.
Oh, another late penalty flag coming in here on sportsmanlike conduct.
I just saw an interesting halftime score from
Yeah?
one of the IMG schools. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you this, please, I don't understand it, but IMG Academy is up 96-0 at the half against West Toronto Prep.
Ouch. Long ways from West
Yeah.
Toronto, Eddie, to come down there.
What other area scores we have going on here?
Yes. So we're going to take this time while they are treating an injury at the moment, looking up some scores around
Still
the
got
area.
12-7, Niceville leading Charles. 8-8, Columbia Madison County all knotted up
Wow.
at the half. Florida High leading 35-14.
I'd like to recognize that number 54 for Cambridge Christian, J.T. Bast, is up and walking off the field.
Good to
Props
see.
out to that player. He's had a hard-fought game tonight. Back to some local scores.
All over Seminole County
War
right now.
Eagles up 49-7 against the Seminole County Indians from Donaldsonville, Georgia. Monroe is on the scoreboard,
There
but
you go.
still down 27-6 against the Swanee Bulldogs. And now we're back in the action here.
There you go, Bobcats.
Second down, 5 yards to go.
6:25 in the fourth. Should, once we get this snapped, be running clock once again.
And it looks like we're going to have an automatic first down because an unsportsmanlike penalty was called.
Yeah, during the kind of injury, there's a little extracurricular, if you will. Freshman quarterback at the helm right now, Bo Bashirs for the Marauders, if you're just jumping in with us. Fantastic game for the boys in blue here tonight. Score very indicative of the action that we've seen here. Domination on all three fronts. Rush to Stewart.
Yes, and he's tackled down immediately by a host of Lancers on that one. We have a final score update.
Look out.
Dixie County winning 28-0 over Weewahitchka. Still
Bears.
still waiting on some other scores from the local area. There's a lot of good matchups. North Bay Haven taking on Jefferson County. Taylor County is facing North Florida Christian just up the road in
Look
that
out.
one. We still have yet to get an update from that.
Yeah, of course, that North Bay Haven game, that's going to be taking place in the Central Time Zone. So they're just kind of getting around early in that matchup.
5:42 and ticking. The snap on 2nd and 11. Quarterback keeper on the carry.
Great pull by Bashirs there. Fantastic read.
Tackle made by number 44, Nathaniel Lusk, who has truly been a player on both sides of the ball tonight, running the ball very well and making stops when needed to.
Yeah. This is great to see, Eddie. This is great, not only for the starters here. You got to get into your tertiary players, your depth guys, your younger guys, like we talked about, getting them experience, but also succeeding in some good game action.
And some of these young guys hoping to score in this moment. Third down. Ball is handed off to Stewart, runs on the outside, and is tackled down. Number 25, Landon Hare, on the stop for the Lancers.
Stretched out well there by Cambridge Christian. Of course, good for Maclay. They're looking to get that first dub of the season here, Eddie.
Yes.
Of course, you won it on paper before week 4, but you'll take it any way you can get it, man. It's harder and harder every year to get wins.
Yes, and with 4:26 and running, looks like Maclay's going to attempt what looks to be about a 25-yard field goal.
Oh, kicker change. Lamondola in. 5 for 6 out of extra points this year. Don't think he's hit a field goal this season. Oh, they're icing the youngster, Eddie. Lamondola's going to have to come back on the other side of this timeout.
That stops the clock for a moment at 4:14 to go in the fourth quarter. We mentioned earlier that the next matchup coming up for the Maclay Marauders will be against the FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers. Again, this is not a district matchup this season, but a regular season matchup. And that game, we still do not necessarily know where it will be played at. More information will be posted on our social media pages and so on.
Of course, that could be interesting, Eddie. Let's say, all right, so let's play around a little bit. Let's say Maclay gets it next week, right? 2-3, some momentum going into NFC. That could be very interesting.
Could be a big boost in confidence.
Here we go, Lamondola, the freshman.
25-yard attempt. Oh, fumbles the snap. And the field goal attempt is no good. Good hands play, however, by number 23, Gray Wedsworth. So Lancers will take over. 1st and 10, yes. After the FAMU DRS matchup, Maclay will return home on September 29th for the Battle of Meridian Road against school rival and district opponent North Florida Christian.
And I think it's going to be a little closer than it was last year.
Yeah, I'm excited for that matchup too. While a student back in high school, I always used to hear about that rivalry all the time, and now I get to play-by-play with you on that one in 2 weeks. Should be an exciting matchup. Both teams eager to just, get district going with a victory. So 1st and 10 now for the Lancers.
3 minutes to go here in the final frame. Coming down the stretch here.
And
Frank
3 minutes away from the first win. The high snap.
Whoa.
Throws a back pass that was fumble, but incomplete.
A little extracurricular after that one. Back at the line. 2nd and 10 upcoming here for the Lancers. From Tampa, it's going to be a tough bus ride back down 75 there, Eddie.
Making their way back to I-4. So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Lancers. The clock is ticking now at 2:20. Just minutes away from the first win of the season for the Maclay Marauders.
Bum, bum, bum.
It has been quite an interesting 3 weeks, but this team has really worked hard to achieve this victory that is just minutes away. 2nd and 10. The snap to Hagan. Low snap. Recovers. Pass is complete to number 1, Karsten Michael Ash. Looks like he may have gained 1 yard, maybe 2. It's a 1-yard gain, so 3rd and 9 coming up for the Lancers. 1 minute, 32, 31, 30 seconds. Clock is ticking.
How about Bashir's there? Could tack on space. He's everywhere. He's been absolutely going off in this second half. The fumble recovery, the interception, tackles in space. He's playing quarterback now. What doesn't he do, Eddie?
And he snaps the ball, looking to his right, pass is thrown, and that's a catch.
He caught it. That's going to be a catch.
Oh, man. Pass complete to number 1, Karsten Michael Ash. Ball was tipped in between 2 Marauders defenders, and he somehow got it. Yeah. Clock is now at 55 seconds. Lancers trying to go down the field to get a score, and we recently have a score update from just up the road. It's still the second quarter, and I repeat when I say this coming up, the Childs Timberwolves, Childs Timberwolves are now up 14-12 against Niceville.
Ooh, touchdown Timberwolves, nice.
33 seconds and ticking. 1st and 10 for the Lancers. The snap, ball is handed off to Nathaniel Lusk, who has some running room, and he's tackled down at midfield. Good play by number 10, Bear Bashirs.
He's everywhere. And yeah, going back to that catch, that was really, except for the pre-snap penalties in the second quarter, that and a couple bounces. The one on the punt that hit the back of the Maclay Marauder, which turned into the turnover going the other way, and then the catch, the ball was literally sitting on the back of a Maclay Marauder defender. Outside of that, not much going wrong for Maclay here tonight.
And that is the sound of the horn, and the final score in this one, the Cambridge Christian Lancers 3 and the Maclay Marauders 41, the first win of the regular season for the Maclay Marauders.
How about it?
Yes, how about it, man? Maclay Marauders now, first win of the season. Both teams about to do the handshake. Andrew, we had an amazing performance today, courtesy of quarterback George Grant, to his go-to receiver tonight, Ezekiel Porgowski. And it was just a team effort, you know. Congrats and big props to the O-line for making it happen. Defense making important stops when needed, and most importantly, keeping the tempo and momentum of the game in your favor. They did that tonight, and it paid off, as you can see by the final score, 41-3, the most points this season so far for the Maclay Marauders.
Absolutely, top to bottom, fantastic effort, dominated the trenches, run game was great, pass game was in rhythm, defense was aggressive and sound, great tackles, a little bit of penalties that they cleaned up down the final 2.5 quarters. Clean living, not a lot except for those 2 bounces of the balls we talked about going wrong for Maclay. Absolutely fantastic performance. Not much that you can be sad about if you're a Maclay Marauder. Great way to get your first win.
Yes.
Really sets you up for the back home stretch, because after next week, you're halfway through the regular season, Eddie.
Yes, after next week, breaking down the upcoming schedule for the Marauders one more time for our viewers that are still watching. You have next week, Friday, 7 p.m., FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers. Where the game will be, we don't necessarily know, but tune in to fourquartersonline.com along with our social media pages on Twitter, which is now today known as X, and Instagram for updates on where that game's location may be. But the big one will be back here on the 29th in September at 7:30 p.m., the Battle of Meridian Road, district and school rival North Florida Christian. And after that matchup, it's the Monroe Bobcats.
Look out.
So back-to-back home games, back-to-back district matchups.
A lot of home games for Maclay. That's going to bode well. Hopefully try to pick up some big wins for the boys, but fantastic. Good to see them get the win. Hard-fought effort, tough start to the season. Looks like they're ready to ship, and keep on keeping on.
Yes, truly.
Do you want to breeze through it one more time with some area scores, Eddie, before we put a bow on this?
Before we put a final on this one, gonna get into some scores, the most recent score updates that we can find. A lot of football going on in Tallahassee.
Here we go.
A few teams that may have been running away, like I just saw right here. The Wakulla War Eagles at the half.
Look at
52-7 on the Seminole County Indians from Donaldsonville, Georgia. It looks like Wakulla is well on their way to being 4-0.
Running clock in the second half. They'll get that rolling. Madison County with another score. Third quarter, they're up 14-8 on Columbia.
Florida High tagging on a field goal in the fourth quarter against the Gadsden County Jaguars. It's 38-14 over there in Quincy. Still 14-12 for the Childs Timberwolves against the Niceville Eagles. And you have the Swanee Bulldogs up 33-6 on the Monroe Bobcats. And third quarter, St. John Paul 2, a.k.a. JP2 Panthers, down 9-0 against the Lincoln Trojans. So it looks like a hard-fought effort is being played in that one.
Yeah, that's the score being reported. I want to get a double check on that because sometimes it's a user-based software, so there's a lot of pluses with ScoreStream.
Yes.
But we got to make sure we're going to get some verification.
Yeah,
on that
the
score.
only final from recently, last night, a thriller at Gene Cox Stadium with the Leon Lions on a 26-23 win against the Mosley Dolphins from Panama City.
Rock and roll, that's around the bend.
Yes, and we're still looking for an update on the big one that's going down tonight at the fairgrounds at Gene Cox Stadium.
The big
annual
one, he
clash
says.
between the Rickards Raiders and the Godby Cougars.
No update. We have seen no scores, Eddie. Any prediction on which way that one's going to go?
You know, I feel that matchup could go either way. Both teams are so familiar with one another, and I think it's being competitive right now. Rickards had an impressive comeback win against Crestview. However, in the Big Bend Sobo Classic, they got beat down pretty hard against Gadsden County, losing 24-7. So having that motivation, going into, a rivalry game, you would hope to see a more different side of the Rickards Raiders football team. Same could be said for the Godby Cougars as well. Both teams are in interesting positions. Both teams are in similar rebuilding stages. So I think that matchup could go either way. I believe it is going to go either way tonight.
Yeah, tough week last week for both those squads, so we'll see. Gadsden's had Rick's number the last couple of years, so it'll be interesting going forward. Godby Rickards. Of course, like you said, Eddie, plug the four quarters, social media, have some score updates for all those good area teams here. But any other final thoughts, man, before we get out of here?
Yes, it's just really good to see the Maclay Marauders get their first win of the season. As you mentioned earlier, they're not too far away from approaching the mid part of the season. And that's where you're going to get ready for district play. I really like their chances next week when they play the FAMU DRS Baby Rattlers. So the achieving back-to-back wins could definitely build some momentum going into that first district matchup against school rival North Florida Christian to then motivate you to want to begin your playoff run. And I think that'll do it pretty much, like my partner Andrew here said. For all local sports updates, reports, scores, log online to fourquartersonline.com. Follow us on Twitter, now known as X, and check us out on Instagram. We'd like to thank all of our viewers for watching this evening. Once again, the final score, the Cambridge Christian Lancers 3 and the Maclay Marauders 41. I'm Eddie Cuencas alongside my partner here. You'd like to introduce yourself, buddy?
Andrew Jupe. Can't forget about the coach, Coach Johnny Copefield, of course. Mark Adams, the puppet master behind the scenes, didn't get any love, but he's making everything happen.
Yes, thank you, Coach.
Go on.
Behind the scenes, and a shout out again to Coach Coley and the Maclay Marauders. First win of the season.
Take us away, Eddie. Get us out of here. Four quarters presentation of Maclay Football, right?
Right. And this has been a special presentation of Four Quarters Online. We will see you until next time.